Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is already week 7 of the Iowa High School football season here in the Metro, and we here at the Central Iowa Sports Network can't wait to bring you another exciting night of football here on this Friday night. It's good to see the temperatures have definitely cooled down here in the Metro. We have a packed show ahead. The RPI is here. It was released on Monday by the IHSAA. We're excited to bring you that and what it means for playoff implications and the games that you'll be watching tonight. Couple coach interviews. We're going to preview what's on the Central Iowa Sports Network tonight and much more. Let's jump into the rankings that we saw from the RPI on Monday. Waukee Northwest sits atop of the RPI. The Ratings Percentage Index, the RPI, was introduced to the IHSAA just a couple of years ago. Top 16 in the RPI make the postseason. Top 8, they get home field advantage. It's pretty simple as that. The numbers itself, that's another story. That's all a calculator, numbers, everything else. But what really matters is your team record, your opponent's records, and your opponent's records. That evens out to your RPI. Waukee Northwest is the number 1 team, the only undefeated team left in Class 5A at 6-0. Dowling Catholic is at number 2 at 5-1. The Johnston Dragons slot in at the 3rd position, also at 5-1. Valley and the Tigers round out the top 4, and then Sioux City East, despite the loss to Ankeny, they are higher than Ankeny. Sioux City East is at the 5th position. They are the only team, or one of 2 teams in the top 5 to have a losing record on the opponent's side. So Sioux City East opponents 25-29. Waukee Northwest's opponents are 26-28. Iowa City Liberty comes in at the 6th position, also 5-1. Good year so far for the Lightning. They have an opponent record of 25-29. Then Ankeny slots in at the number 7 spot, 31-23 opponent record. That's one of the better in the state. But despite the loss to Sioux City East, or despite the win against Sioux City East, they still are behind the Black Raiders. Southeast Polk is at the 8th spot. That's where you draw the line. If the playoffs started today, Southeast Polk would have home field advantage in the postseason. Everyone else on back would not. Cedar Falls at 5-1 sits at the number 9 position, and then Iowa City West, despite being 5-1, is at 10th. Iowa City West has the worst opponent record in the state in Class 5A. Their opponents are just 18-36, definitely pulling down the RPI for the Trojans. In the 11th spot, Cedar Rapids Prairie slots in at 4-2. Dallas Center Grimes, despite the loss to Waterloo West, is still 4-2, and they're 12th. The Mustangs got to be happy with the ranking slot so far. Their best win on the year is Waukee, arguably, but losses now to Downley Catholic and Waterloo West. DCG is going to be one of those teams borderline as they get toward the end of the season. Indianola, welcome to 5A RPI. They are in the number 13 slot in their first ever appearance in the RPI in Class 5A, being their first year in the class. 4-2 record for the Indians. They are Week 7 opponent. Ankeny Centennial slots in at the 14th position. Centennial is the highest 3-3 team in the state. Record of their opponents 30-24 at the 14th position. Waukee is the highest 2-4 team in the state. That's right. Waukee is 2-4, but their opponent records are 38-16. That is the best in Class 5A. Waukee has been through the gauntlet, and there's a reason why they're 15th. Could they make the postseason at possibly 3-6? Maybe not, but 4-5 definitely seems possible for the Warriors. And then finally, if the playoffs started today, Dubuque Senior would be the final team in at 4-2. Waterloo West on the outside looking in at 17th at 3-3. They bolstered their resume, though, after the win to Dallas Center Grimes. Cedar Rapids Kennedy slots in at the 18th spot. Norwalk is in at 19th. And Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln round out the top 20. Again, these will continue to shift drastically here as the next couple weeks go on, but it's good to have a good foundation of what we see so far. That has been a look at your RPI because it's really fun to look at, and it's really one of the best parts we have of these final closing weeks of the season. Numbers, 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 and sometimes you're almost rooting for opponents. That's just kind of how the RPI works. When we come back, we got coach interviews and previews and much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to talk to some coaches before the big games tonight. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Zeletovich and Coach Kapatich of Southeast Polk and Waukee Northwest, respectively, against a huge, big matchup tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's go to those interviews. Coach Kapatich of Waukee Northwest joins us here this afternoon. Coach, you got a big game this week. Southeast Polk, all games are big games, but you're 6-0 on the season. Southeast Polk, 4-time defending state champions on the road. What's this outlook look like this week facing a team of Southeast Polk?
Yeah, obviously they're a really good team, good program. They won the last 4 state titles. So, we try to approach like we have every other week. We're getting ready to play a really good opponent. We know that. So really, we try to keep our approach pretty similar regardless who we're playing. The goal is always just to go 1-0 each week. And so, they'll present some challenges, but I think it's the same approach we've had all season.
How fun do you have on the sidelines with an offense that sure does look like a lot of fun? I mean, you have a quarterback that seems like he's really enjoying it. You had two really good wide receivers. You got a good tight end. You got a good offensive line. I mean, the offense I want to touch on first. You guys are scoring points. It just seems to be clicking this year.
Yeah, I mean, we returned a lot of experience. We returned several offensive linemen. Had our top three receivers coming back. Obviously, a quarterback with a ton of experience, a running back who's been out the last few weeks. I've had some other kids step up and do a nice job in his place. So I think that comes with a lot of that experience last year. They've played well to this point, but it's about continuing to get better and keep making progress.
What's really stood out defensively this year for you? I mean, obviously you guys have been ball hawks. I mean, just a ton of interceptions this year. You're keeping quarterbacks on their toes, but what do you pride yourself most on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, I think the big thing is running the football, giving great effort. We changed our defense from a year ago to a new defensive scheme, and so we had some challenges early on, just implementing a new defense. But I think we've started to settle in now, and I think the things I'm most excited about is when I watch film. This is the best I think in a long time that our defenses are running the football, and that's really important for any good defense is having a lot of guys that are aggressive and get to the football.
Coach, I appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck here on Friday night.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Here with head coach Zelenovich of the Southeast Polk Rams. Coach, thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday. Big one this week. Waukee Northwest comes in undefeated, 6-0. You guys are 4-2. Starting to roll here a little bit. We'll get into that, but just overarching thoughts here as we go to a big game on Friday night.
Yeah, no, they obviously have a really good football team, playing really well. A lot of confidence, obviously. And, I mean, they jump out on film at you. They've done a good job. And both sides of the ball, all three phases, special teams, they got dynamic playmakers on offense and very good defense. It's physical. And, they got a bunch of guys that have played a lot of football for them. So that's always a good place to start. So, yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the opportunity, and we'll have a great challenge ahead of us Friday night.
Stanley Cooper is a big body in the backfield, and when he runs behind an offensive line like you have, it sure makes things easier. Is it a surprise that he has jumped off so well to start the year? I mean, already 700-plus yards. He's a big body back there. Is that crucial to your guys' success so far?
Well, he's grown up a lot. He's done a tremendous job for us. It's no surprise. We've known he had a chance to be a good player for us. He's got all the physical tools. He's big and strong and fast. And for him, it was just, the details of playing the position, understanding scheme and what we're trying to do. And that's, not uncommon for young backs, so there's been tremendous growth with him doing that. And yeah, I mean, in terms of 5A football in Iowa, we feel like there's a certain way you have to win games, especially as you get to the latter part of the season. And we've tried to build it that way on both sides of the ball in terms of line of scrimmage and running the football and stopping the run. And knock on wood, we've done that pretty well throughout the years and at times this year. But there's a lot of improvement. There's some things we can clean up, and I still think we can play better up front offensively. And I think if you talk to our players up there, our offensive linemen, they would say the same thing. So that's the exciting part, But yet, we got to go out and do it. Time's running out, and here we are, week 7.
Going into Friday here, final question for you. What is going to be the key to win, or what do you see will be the factor for either team if they're going to win on Friday night?
The amount of explosive plays that they create, kind of jump out. And that's kind of been our Achilles heel. We've got to make them, easier said than done, right? Drive the ball and, make them earn it. And, those types of things, obviously turnovers, field position, special teams, punting and playing defense. But then, it comes down to the details. It comes down to, third down, comes down to red zones, coming away with touchdowns versus field goals. And then, like I said, obviously taking care of the ball. It'd be nice for us to get off to a good start. For whatever reason, we've struggled, to do that, and potentially, might be some guys in some new places, some new faces, obviously, especially at the quarterback position, and defensively, somewhat banged up and didn't have a lot of experience back from that unit. So, we're trying to put our finger on it, and hopefully, when we've had problems, we've dug ourselves a hole, a couple times this year. And, if we can just go out and play Waukee Northwest and, try and get the game to the second half and see what happens, So we got, 3 more days of preparation, before we get to there. But, I think our guys are excited about the opportunity to play a really good team.
All right, Coach, I appreciate your time. Good luck to you guys and the Rams here on Friday night.
All right. Thanks, Blake. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Once again, want to thank both coaches for sitting down and chatting with us here this evening. Thanks to every coach who has sat down and chatted with us all season long. Helps us give you, the fans, a bit more perspective and helps us on the broadcasting side as well. Nothing wrong with that. When we come back, we're going to preview what's on the Central Iowa Sports Network tonight, along with maybe a couple more games around the state. When we come back, much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. It's time to preview what is on CISN tonight. Let's start out by talking about just a couple of the games that are on this evening and what's around the state. And then finally, one that I don't think a lot of people circled coming into the season that would turn out to be a pretty crucial game, but it is. It's Ankeny Centennial, 14th in the RPI at 3-3. The Jaguars host 13th ranked Indianola, the Indians. Indianola coming off a win against Des Moines Lincoln. They've won 3 out of their last 5. Wins over Carlisle, Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, and Lincoln. Losses to Valley and then Newton. Centennial, on the other hand, they've won 3 out of their last 5 as well. Linn-Mar, Des Moines Lincoln, and Urbandale. Losses to Ankeny and Valley. Games that they have been in for a bit, but just haven't been able to finish the deal. Indianola, led by Asher Bruick, their quarterback, 486 yards, 4 touchdowns on the air, 193 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Daxton Heimbaugh, one of their top running backs, 717 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Gabby King on defense, 41.5 tackles this season. Indianola prides themselves on defense. That's what they want to work out in their favor. It'll be interesting to see what happens. As something worth noting, Indianola is 2-0 against Centennial since 2020. Think about that when you come about tonight. On the other side for Ankeny Centennial, it's Brecken Miller, the sophomore quarterback, still in the learning phase. 625 yards this season, 8 touchdowns. Javarius Morgan on the ground on the running back category, 771 yards and 12 touchdowns. This is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight. This is going to be a fun one over at Centennial. Watch out for this one tonight between Indianola and Ankeny Centennial. Well, that will do it for us here tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network pregame show. We hope you've enjoyed. We're going to send it up to the game. Enjoy Week 7. It'll be postseason before you know it. I'm Blake Walker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Good evening and welcome to Ankeny. Tonight it's Ankeny Centennial taking on Indianola. And a couple of teams right close in the RPI. Dar Danielson, Dave Lane here, and you can't really call the playoff game, but, it's pretty close with what these two teams have coming up on their schedule. So they both really need to get a win in the books tonight.
Yeah, you don't want to look ahead, but you kind of project a little bit, and that's what October football is about, is you start to project, you have those conversations, and you talking to the coaches, they kind of have that sense of this is a must-win for either team if they hope to make the playoffs.
Now, I talked earlier to Coach Kluver for Indianola. This is a sheet. He had so many different things with injuries and stuff that I was writing down. The big one, though, is Daxton Heimbaugh, their running back. The main running back, their punter, he is out. He rushed for 150 against the Valley defense, so we know how tough he is there. And he will be out tonight, and they've had to switch things around a little bit. They're going with a quarterback into the running back spot. And he said, we're just going to try to see what we can do and see what works. Now, I saw Centennial against Valley, and they got off to a real good start, but then Valley stopped their running game, and they weren't able to find that good passing game to kind of keep them in that ball game. And I think that's a big key for them tonight.
Yeah, it says we'll get to some of the keys a little bit later, but that is one of those things with Centennial. They're a running team. They have been since 1969. But with the sophomore in Brecken Miller, he's got a nice little arm. Those are things that he can kind of start getting him some early looks to get the ball moving, not reliant so heavily on the run.
And as I said, they came out, scored on their first drive, and then Valley answered. And then they held Valley, and then they weren't able to kind of get into it. So. And that's what Coach Kluver said. We got to stop that run.
Yeah,
and that's what everybody says that plays Centennial. We got to stop the run, but doing it is the other issue.
Yeah, and with Centennial, they have so many different looks, so many different pre-snap movement that takes place. You got to make sure you know where those balls are going. You've got handoffs, you've got fake handoffs, you've got reverses. You've just got inside trap plays. So all of that action that takes place, you got to have some disciplined defenders to make sure that they're staying. They play their role. And again, for Centennial, you got to start mixing some things up a little bit.
Austin Oliver is down on the field for us tonight. And Austin, what's it looking like condition-wise down there?
Condition-wise, it's pretty nice down here. Wind is a little bit blowing here out of the north, but shouldn't be. And looks like we're going to make.
Yeah, we got the coin toss. We lost you there for a minute.
Yep. Trying to get a little bit closer here. Maybe it's not reaching there, but yeah,
there we go.
Wind shouldn't be a factor. It's good.
In and out. Okay. We'll catch up with you later. So I believe Centennial won the toss, Indianola won and deferred, right?
Yep.
And so Centennial, did they elect to receive?
Centennial will receive.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about these keys for both these teams here, Dave.
Yeah, well, with Indianola, they're a team that needs to get off to a quick start. They've struggled in their last couple losses. They had a better second half, but that first half they've gotten down. And again, avoid the big plays. That's been Centennial's bread and butter. They've had, whether it's a long run by Morgan, kickoff return, punt return, interception return, they've had those big plays that they've been really relying on. When we talk with, again, Centennial, get Brecken Miller in some rhythm. Against Valley, not on the same page with his receivers. Guys were breaking in, he's throwing out. Get him going to start to soften up that front line. And then defense, they've been really good getting to the point of attack. It's about wrapping up those cutting down on those yards after contact. That's really hurt them on the defensive side.
Yeah, and of course, Indianola, Coach Kluver, he played for the Pizzettis. Good friends with Ryan, and he said it's always fun to come back here and knows them well and knows what style they play. And he said, we want to be a running team, but with our top runner out, we'll see how it goes here tonight for them.
Yeah, with Heimball off, he was 7th in 5A in rushing, 8th overall in just all-purpose yards. He can throw the ball a little bit. So a huge hole that the Indians are going to need to be able to fill tonight.
Morgan and Good back deep to receive for Centennial as we're about set to kick it off. Here, waiting the kickoff, and here we go. It's going to be kind of a short kick taken by Good at the 15, 20, 25, 30. Spins ahead to the 34-yard line. So,
yeah, Ian McDonald there for the Indians. A nice tackle. Again, just an opportunity the Jaguars broke one there. Just could not get out of the arm tackle. A little shoestring takedown.
So they'll come out. Brecken Miller, the quarterback. J.J. Morgan, one of the backs. Braylon Deacon Keaton, Carter Shuddy, Kane Brooks, Cade Meering, and Asher McGonigal, the offensive line here. They send Morgan in motion, hand it off up the middle, and are going to get a couple yards there.
Morgan's obviously the player to watch here for the Jaguars. 11 yards per attempt or per carry, number one in 5A. He's been their workhorse for them when they've been successful, but it's that second, third option that the Jaguars need to get going here tonight and moving forward.
Come out with twins to each side. Send the man in motion, hand off, that's good. Coming up inside is going to get right about the line of scrimmage, not much more. Maybe one there, which will bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 here on the first offensive play for Indianola up front. Thomas Spargo, Aiden Curtis, Riley LaFrenz, Peyton Wilbur, and Draven Westcott. That's your front line up there. We'll get to the rest of them as we move along here. Miller up under center. 3rd and 8. Fakes the handoff, rolls out, looking for the man in the flat. Now throws it over his head. He was looking for Devin Good out there, but Good was well covered. And I don't think he had a chance of getting the first down. So Miller decides, let's toss it and bring in the punter.
Yep. So again, a slow start there for the Jaguars with 3 and out, but nice little play action. But again, just not well done there, well covered by the Indians in their secondary.
Back deep to receive is Luke Gordon for Austin McIntyre, averaging just about 40 yards a punt here for the Jaguars. Good snap. Heavy rush, and they run into him. There's the flag. And we'll see if that's roughing. It'll be a first down. If it's running into, I'm thinking that may be a roughing. We'll see.
Yeah, they got
pretty
still
hard.
got a good punt.
Mm-hmm.
Nice kick. I'm going to assume we're looking at roughing, but nope. Just going to go with running.
Running into. So that'd be 5. So that bring up 4th and 3. And with that punt, they may decline it. Since
see, the Jaguar coach is still pleading their case for a roughing.
Yeah. So we'll see the play here again. And just on the outside edge and runs into him before he can get stopped.
Yeah, but punter was able to get his plant foot back down on the ground. If that's in the air, that's the obvious roughing call. But again, a good punt.
38-yard punt. So they'll bring up Indianola 1st and 10 at the 30. And here's Bo Blake, who will be in. Sends it out to the flat, hits a man there. He cuts it up across the first down marker all the way up almost to, they're going to mark him at the 44. Asher Brick with the run, picks up 14.
Nice little swing pass and really good downfield blocking there from the Indian wide receivers at helmet on helmet. And numbers-wise, just they had the advantage, and obviously a big gain here on first down.
So Asher Brick, who was a quarterback in, now at tailback with the injury. 2 receivers to the left. Send a man in motion, pitch it inside to him. He's going to try to turn and cut it up. Has some room, gets it across. Parker Amos with the run, and he picks up a first down. What are you seeing down there early on, Austin?
I think they're having trouble figuring out who the quarterback is here and trying to adjust to the defense where they want him to be at. But hopefully they get that figured out and kind of see this first set of plays and see how it plays out here.
So it is Bo Blake. In there now, they shift everybody over to the left side in that kind of triple wedge, and there's going to be a penalty on that.
Offsides, it looks like, on Centennial.
And well, that's what you're hoping for with the shift there. and just a little anxious.
He get everybody moving. And that's sometimes the struggle when you say how much offense Heimbaum accounted for the Indians. It's hard now to come out and prep. You're working, you got film, this is how they're acting, and now you take that out. You don't know exactly what that game plan is going to be for the Indians, and there can be an adjustment for a team facing another one that's lost their star player.
And it seemed like the defense had to wait to see what that punt call was, a little bit of wait before they got out there. And now try to blitz up the middle. They hand it off, and they'll stuff him right at the line. So maybe they're going to mark it back just behind the line. So lose a yard, call it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, nice tackle there by, looked like Cade Murin was or Zeller, excuse me, filling some gaps right there. Again, just a different look. We've seen a number of different formations here from the Indians.
Asher Brick is the tailback. Bo Blake, the quarterback. Hand it off, and meeting right at the quarterback is Nolan Bennett, one of them right in there. And he did good just to almost back to the original scrimmage there.
Well, Nolan he sheds the blocker here, gets in there, and what you like to see here if you're a Jaguar fan is just the pursuit from the rest of the team. I mean, you're talking about 6 guys, 7 guys piling on.
That's the old, he tackled the lineman and the back and then
just
threw out the line.
Grab everybody
and
knock them all down.
So now 3rd and 7 here at the 41 for Indianola on their first drive. And now timeout call by Indianola. And we'll keep it right here. And I think you're right, Austin Oliver, just trying to figure out this new quarterback and what they're going to do down there, huh?
Yeah, I think they're running quite a few different formations. Obviously, these are their scripted plays that they came out with. So it's going to be imperative for the Jags to see what they can do to figure out how they're going to react to each of these different formations as the game goes on and get out of those scripted plays.
All right, Dave, what are you seeing out there?
Well, what we saw there just on that formation that Coach Kluver didn't really like, they had it overloaded here to that short side. Last time they did that, they had the whole student body shift, try to draw some motion, try to draw some movement from the Jaguars, get a couple extra yards. But, again, right here, all right, now, 3rd and 8. Again, the Jags got to wrap up on this initial contact.
So Indianola will come out of the huddle. They have 3 guys stacked on the right side there. Hand it off, going the other way. He wants to pass, looking upfield. Now he'll pull it down and run with it. Brick, and he's going to be knocked out on the far side. I think, did he get enough for the first down? I can't tell the markers down there, but it's going to be real close.
A little short.
Yeah, it might be in the range where they go for it here.
Yeah, here on the ball in the 35, but nice little misdirection play. Again, these are those you're not quite sure, but never really lost containment. Had too many guys dropping back into pass defense rather than having somebody step up and force the issue with the quarterback.
So it looks like they're bringing a little more heavy formation here. Take the wide receivers out. They're going to kind of stack it up for the old tush push. And they do inside. I think they may have the first down. We'll see. Where the linemen are coming over, it might be right there at the line.
Yeah, this near side official was coming down on the 34, which is what the line to gain was. They'll talk it over here.
They're going to, signal first down for Indianola. So, again, take a page out of the Centennial playbook, keep it on the ground, grind it out, work the clock. They had the one swing pass, but they also are doing a lot of things out of the backfield.
A lot of misdirection here. We had a couple kind of reverses, a lot of shifting going on, pre-snap movement.
Ian McDonald wide left, fake the handoff, hit over to the wing back there. He's going to take it up the sideline where he's knocked out. That's Parker Amos. And he gets a good yardage.
And that's the same play they ran, the very first play, their offensive play of the game, just to this side of the field. And it's a numbers situation here. They've got more blockers than Jaguars have defenders in that situation. And that's where you're seeing big chunks here. You know, the first time it was 14 yards there. You got a 9-yard pickup.
So 2nd and 1 at the 25. They'll send 3 receivers wide left this time for Bo Blake. He brings the man back in motion. Fakes it now, sends it out there to the wide man. He's got room up the side, and it'll be pulled down on the far sideline before a good gain there by Parker Kaufman.
Yeah, Jacob Graham, wide receiver there for the Indians. It was a nice block on, was able to take out Brody Prill.
And
who
had
that containment.
They had him coming back in and then out, and they threw it to him. So really trying to mess with the eyes of the defense here, get him looking somewhere else. They'll come out now with 1 man wide. Graham rolling right. Blake looking, throws, has a man at the 2. Touchdown, Indianola.
The ball looked like it may have come out. You can see some Jaguars pleading with it, but the official right there to see the happened afterwards here. But just a nice little flood route here. 3 different levels, 3 different options for the Indian quarterback, and Jaguars just not able to get all 3 of them covered. And nice little drive there after the good punt from the Jags. Indians able to move that ball down the field in a number of different ways, on the ground, through the air.
And who was the receiver on that? Did that end up being Gordon? Okay.
Oh, get the penalty here, and
now do you think about going for 2?
Yeah, they immediately picked up the tee and came running out, but they're going to go for 2.
So they will come out, go for 2 here. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff right up the gut, and good.
Good push there up front by the Indian offensive line, and I think the was even really touched until he got into the end zone.
Graven Westcott right in for the 2-point conversion. Makes it 8-0 here. We'll take a break, come back with a kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right.
Ready to Indianola, ready to kick off after scoring and successful 2-point conversion. Good and Morgan back deep, a short kick coming up again. Good takes it off the bounce, or Morgan, Good rather, yep, and up to about the 30. And that's where the Jaguars will take over, 1st and 10 at the 30 with 6:36 to go here in the first quarter. So, a little smack in the mouth for the Jaguars here on the first drive, Dave, and let's see how they respond.
Yeah, 3 and out on the last possession, but a nice drive there by Indianola with 9 plays, 70 yards, and well balanced. We had five passes, 4 rushes. Again, let's see what the Jaguars adjustment-wise here offensively try to come out with.
Morgan drops back. Now he'll take the handoff, comes around the edge. 35-40, dives over the defender there. Max Martinez to get the first down.
Oh, nice adjustment there. You get, again, Morgan is your workhorse, 11 yards per carry, picks up another 10 or 11 there, and get him out on the edge and get him in space. Good short side blocking there by the Jags too.
Yeah, and even though you're down, it's so early. You go to what you do well and give it to number 0, and have him start grinding away here. 1st and 10 at the 41. Hand off to Morgan, second back through. He cuts right, cuts back left, and then is wrapped up by a host of tacklers. But he thought for a minute about heading out the side door, but decided no, got a little room up the middle here.
Well, good patience. See that little second man through action. And Morgan got some contact, was able to bounce out, reset himself, and at least turn what could have been a negative play into some positive. Keep moving forward. Let your defense rest again a lot on that sideline. Let them make some adjustments here after that opening drive.
2nd and 3, or 2nd and 7. They got a pickup of 3. Then good in motion, fake to Morgan, looking deep. They throw it out to the right side and way over the head of the receiver out there.
Well, he had Cameron Miners on a go route, and the defensive back there had a little bit of contact to kind of stop him about 20 yards downfield. Nothing was called on that, but I like it there a little bit. Some play action. You're getting some run with Morgan going. Try to take a shot up top.
Now 3rd and 8. And he said Miners wide right. 2 receivers left. Dropping back, looking, rolling. He has some room on the right side. He's going to roll. Now throws lay and just threw that away up the field as nobody was open there.
Yeah, and again, he just didn't have the receivers really working their way back. You had a little busted play. Miller gets to the outside, but he didn't have
because it looked
much.
like defense got to drop back zone coverage there a little bit, and you're right.
Yeah, you just didn't have anybody. You know, we talked about what Indianola establishes on the offensive side with numbers, a numbers advantage, and you just didn't have that. You just had 2 receivers out in the route on that side, and nobody really working back towards Brecken.
Luke Gordon back for the Austin McIntyre punt. Good low flat punt's going to bounce at the 30, picked up at the 25, up the sideline. There's a flag down, or is that a beanbag? No, just a beanbag, I think, where the punt was. So a little bit of a return there, and now Indianola will start out 1st and 10 at the 34, so just slightly better field position than what they had on their first drive.
So we talked about those, Austin talked about those scripted plays, so now you start getting into, okay, you got nine plays on that first drive. Let's see what ends up happening here, but again, overloaded onto the short side here.
Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Now going to cut outside, get some blocks, cuts inside a block, and he'll get up for first down. That's Brick now, who's gone back to quarterback there. Took the snap anyway on that. And Coach Kluver said, we're going to try a lot of different things here with the injury and see what works best. And so Brick, the 6 foot, 190-pound senior, comes back in to take the snap, and that's him there. And they got that bunch again to the left side. 2 receivers right. Send a man in motion. Fake the inside handoff, and he takes it straight up.
Well, and you've seen the Jags on defense having some success stopping that inside run. It's been everything out on the edges, whether it's a pass or the run, where they just have not been able to contain the Indians. But they're at least taking away that middle and not letting any type of inside rush take place.
So they bring the receiver set back in here. Brick went all the way over the sideline to get the play, and he'll run back in to the huddle. Plenty of time on the play clock. He'll send 2 receivers left, 2 right here. and comes in motion. They swing it out to him on the right side, looking for some room, but the Jaguar defense that time quickly closes. Will Morris, one of them right in there.
Morris with the tackle, but give a lot of credit there to Nolan Bennett. Defensive back was able to shed his block and at least slow the receiver down enough to allow his teammates, Will Morris as well, to come in there and get the tackle.
Because it's so in your head, you're thinking they're not going to run to the short side of the field. They're going to try to get it out around the wide and get it over, but they've been successful running it back in on the short side.
Well, and they've had motion coming from one way and throwing it back the other. Just a lot of misdirection right now.
Here they go again, send a man in motion now. Brick looks over, play clock down to 2. Gets it off, or did he? No, they call a timeout before the snap there. And we got a minute here. Austin Oliver, what are you seeing down there now?
Well, they are they're mixing things up. I think Centennial's kind of heads kind of spinning. I think the other two things I was going to say, Dave is exactly.
Oop, we lost you.
Am I back? Okay. Yep. Dave was right on that touchdown call. Multiple levels. I didn't think they were going to go to that middle level. They did. Scored the touchdown on it. Going to the outside with these short passes. It's kind of like an extended handoff, kind of an extended running game that they're working, and it's working really nicely for them. So I expect to see a lot more of that as they just clinically are moving it down the field without too much trouble here.
All right, Austin Oliver down on the sideline for us here as Jaguars come out of the huddle, the defense there.
And as Austin's talking about, those little short swing passes, that's that West Coast offense, that Bill Walsh type of look too, and it's essentially a run, and so you can kind of see, even with that pre-snap motion things, you can see a little bit of that Ankeny football from Coach Kluver that he grew up with.
Now 2 stacked to the right, 2 receivers wide left. Receiver goes in motion right to left, rolling back to pass, rolling, looking, stopping, now throws late and incomplete. Had a man over there intended for Josiah Green, I believe. So that'll bring up 4th down.
Much better job there from the Jaguars on the defensive side with that quarterback rolling out. Talked about earlier on that first drive, nobody came up to pressure the quarterback in there. A nice job from the Jaguars to get up there and pressure, get a little bit speeding up that throw.
So now they line up like they're going to go, and Centennial calls the timeout because their running back was their punter too, so they've had to change that.
He's given them a number of different looks.
Yeah, and Brick came in back there, and they forced Centennial to take their second timeout. Man, this first quarter's taking a while here.
It is going a little bit.
Even though there's a lot of running, but Centennial now will call a timeout because it's a big play here.
Yeah.
Especially if they do go for it, you stop them on
you're going to have
close to midfield and
good,
great
real
field
good
position.
field position too.
Which then, too, your quarterback may end up pooch kicking it or just punting it away. We've seen that a lot in high school anyway, so we'll see what happens. But the big deal is you're keeping that Jaguar defense guessing at this point.
Yeah, and they've done a couple things, especially trying to draw the Jags off sides. If they can get a couple 5 yards here, make it 4th and 1, a little more manageable.
So no safety back for the Jags. They're playing straight up D on this.
Now they're dropping back a little bit.
Well, just a bit.
And now Jags will drop a returner back.
Now he's going to punt it.
Left-footed.
And that's a pretty good punt. It's going to roll out of bounds on the far side there. And at the 5.
Nice. Well, aimed punt there, left-footed. Good coverage downfield as well.
So let's see, left-footed, does that roll clockwise or spin off the foot? Counter, I don't know.
It just depends if you're in Australia or if you're in America.
So Ankeny Centennial starting in their worst field position. 1st and 10 at the 6 here with 2:39 to go in the first quarter. Let's see if they can hand it to number 0 and punch it out of there a little bit. As they come out. In motion, he gets the handoff, is Morgan. Morgan cuts it up to the 20, 25, and he was a tackle away from breaking loose and up the field.
Yeah, I'd give a lot of credit to these receivers. Some nice downfield blocking.
Great blocking there on the edge. And
again, these are those big plays that the Jags have had, and the more of those you get, even on these 20, 30-yard gains, you're just that much closer to Morgan breaking one loose.
Cole Meyer, the free safety, saved what might have been a breakaway TD for Morgan. Morgan in motion again there, and there's Miller. I think there was he wanted to hand that off, but Morgan came back and just not a real good exchange, and he ends up carrying it himself.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell if that ball might have got on the ground.
Yeah,
they went with that second man through play, where Miller just kind of decides which guy he's going to give it to.
But I don't think Morgan was quite to the hole yet,
nope.
And that kind of messed up the whole timing. And now Centennial takes their last time out here of the first half. And let's take a break. We'll do that. We'll come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Yeah, just before we got back, they came up to the line on a false start by Ankeny, Centennial. And that's 3 penalties, all of them about 5 yards, but they all add up.
Yeah.
They've added up here.
Well, and again, now you're behind the sticks at second and long, second and
12.
Second and 12, we'll call it.
Miller spins, looks upfield, throws it deep. Caught, Miners has it. Pulls it in down to the 20.
Well, and that's what Miners brings, is that vertical threat. You had enough time. Good fake there from Miller. Gets his feet set.
57 yards.
Finally able to connect.
Well, they kept him bottled up pretty good, and Luke Mitchell had a good night the other night against Valley with 10 catches. Or excuse me, 5 catches for 67 yards. But Miners, the big hit, as you said, they've been looking for. And you mentioned they had that look out there a few times, just didn't get it to him. Now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Into the red zone for Centennial. Hand off over the left side, cuts it through, good, spins. Touchdown, Centennial. Had to wait to see. The referees looked at each other, said yes, and threw up the arms.
A good, just kind of powered it through there at the end. Again, you're going to see some great downfield blocking. As you can see, Kenyon Leak kind of rolling around there, pulling out, lead blocking out there, and just a tough run and a nice answer there for the Jags, whose offense have been sputtering a little bit.
Question is this early, do you chase the 2 or do you go for 1? I think they might go for 2.
Yeah, you got Miller out there. With Miller and Morgan, you got a couple different options.
So they will go for 2 here. Max Schmidt's in there too. Handoff inside, good, looking for room. And they're going to stack him up and stop him. So the conversion no good, so it's 6-8. Centennial with 57 seconds to go here. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Noah Manning will tee it up for Centennial as they'll kick it off. The big play, the 57-yard pass. Back deep to receive is Luke Gordon and Parker Amos for Indianola. Here comes the kick down the middle, taken back there by Amos. He gets up to the 20, and then the pile gets shoved back at the 24. See if they give him, I think they're going to give him progress to the 25. So
Adam Slight looks like there with the tackle.
So they started at the 6, so that was 94 yards on that touchdown drive, right?
Yeah, 94 yards. Just 4 plays on that. Obviously, the big one, as you talked about, the 57-yarder.
Yeah, I'm not good at math, but I think that's more than half. 57 to 94, So here comes Indianola back out. Handoff, looking for room on the right side. Up ahead. And
got it. Injured player.
Got somebody down. Can you see anything over there, Austin?
Trying to see who it is here. It's number 5.
Brick?
Yeah.
Well, that would not be good. He's been the guy running the offense now.
Yeah, he's pretty much doing a little bit of everything. He's up on his feet now.
Yeah,
he just got the wind knocked out of him.
He started out as the running back, then they moved him back to quarterback. But he'll have to come out of play now. They picked up 4. And Coach Kluver said, we're going to have to adjust on the fly and see what's working. And they've gone to Brick, and he's been the one doing it, but he'll go off for a little bit. And after the tackle, so let's see. Yeah, they're going to come back out with Bo Blake, who started at quarterback. I don't think he's quite as good a running option probably as Brick was.
No, again, you see Indians out here 5 wide.
Drops back, throws out in the flat, and is that complete?
Yep.
They'll say it is. Gordon goes down and just pulls it off the turf, so brings up a 3rd and 2, a manageable 3rd down now
and
for Indianola.
We've seen Indianola here. This is where they try a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of movement here, try to see if they can draw the Jags off sides.
They may get one more play in here as clock down to 3. They'll snap it with 1 second. Handoff up the middle, plows through, and is going to get the first down. As the quarter expires, that's Draven Westcott. So A long first quarter, 8-6 Indianola after all that. We'll take a break. Come back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
To action, back to pass, and he's hammered, ball's out. Who's on it? I think Indianola may have gotten it back. There.
And it was right at the feet of number 59, Houston.
Let's see here.
Loose,
Yeah,
but just a
quarterback
tough
steps
angle.
up in the pocket, and he just brings the arms down, and right in front of Cade Murray, but he couldn't get on the ball.
Cade, I think, forced it.
Was he the one that forced it, or was it?
And then 59.
Loose
was the one who just right at his feet. Oh.
What was the penalty?
Defensive holding there.
Oh, okay.
So
wipe all that
much
away.
ado about nothing on the fumble, but you like to see the pressure. That's the first time there's been any backfield pressure on the Indianola quarterback.
So they move it up then.
And it's still Bo Blake in there.
Yeah, Brick went out. Inside pitch, trying to come around the sideline. Spins up in the air. And down is Gordon Luke. Looking like John Elway in the Super Bowl on that one.
But you see there a better job, again, the Jags, of getting some initial contact at the line of scrimmage. Brody Pearl coming up, trying to fill it, but just not able to bring the runner down.
Well, it's tough when it's overloaded. Every guy got to find a man and get off the block.
But you can see those blocks are now, earlier in that first quarter, those blocks were happening 5-6 yards downfield. Now they're happening right around the line of scrimmage.
Blake rolling right, rolling. Had a man quickly on the turnout. Now he cuts it back inside, slides down at the 45. As see, that was Rowan Doak that came right over the top of him, I believe. So that brings up 3rd down and 3.
And again, this is a position you want to stay disciplined if you're the Jags.
Yeah, here's where you can't afford jumping off, giving them 5 because that'll be a first down. 2 receivers left. Slot goes in motion. Hand off to the deep back. He's going to cut it up. Has room. And that's Draven Westcott. Gets the first down to the 40.
Just a little handoff, off tackle, off the end, and not needing much, and Jags just not able to fill up. And again, that's where we've seen, because of how much they've been able to mix and the success they've had running and passing, some short passing, you have to respect that as a defender and can't come up and just sell out and fill a gap.
And then those running backs are they're getting a little momentum as they get head around the corner there. We come out again this time, trips left. Man drops back. Now they throw it out there in the flat. Quarterback is hit. Turns the corner. Up the sideline goes Max Martinez. And Bo Blake took a lick there.
Yeah, got
who
a look.
That was.
Penetration there. See, but a nice block there. You see Luke Gordon coming in. He's caught a couple passes. Nice downfield blocking to seal the edge and pick up, give the Indians another 6-7 yards on that little swing.
1st and 10 at the 27 now for Indianola. Twin backs now in there. Hand off to the deep back. He's looking for room. Ian McDonald. And nowhere to go that time. It's one of the few times they've gotten a stop on first down here. And
yeah, there haven't been a lot of second and longs for the Indians. The most recent one, they end up getting is when they had the fumble that was negated with the defensive holding call. But yeah, the success for the Indians on first down has led to a lot of these sustained drives.
So they bring him out of the huddle. And that's Rick back in there at quarterback. Yep. He wings it out to the flat and met immediately and dropped out there. Brody Prill read that all the way.
And he is still, that Max Martinez is still down. And in some pain, it looks like.
Well, he barely had time to catch and turn around, and Prill was right on him.
Yeah, and that's, again, as we've talked, in that first quarter, Jags were a little hesitant, trying to kind of feel it out a little as far as what Indians were trying to do, and now you can start to see they're getting a feel for it. You're also starting to see a lot of repeat plays. We haven't seen too many different plays by the Indians. It's been run it to one side, run it to the other, but that playbook isn't that big, which, again, when you lose your top rusher, you've got to start to make some adjustments and keep things simple.
Austin Oliver's down there, and Austin looks like the defense, as Davis said, has been reading that a little better, huh?
I think that's exactly right. There is a lot of repeat plays. I think they've been kind of waiting. I was surprised they weren't really used to this style of offense, because they've really got to be going against something very, very similar every day in practice. So a lot of misdirection, a lot of people in different places. So he did get a good hit out there, but that's really the first time that they've really stopped anything on the edge at all right now. Inside the tackles, they're really, really good. Centennial's been doing really well, but outside the tackles, that's where interesting.
Max Martinez is up and off, and now here's Indianola once again. Rolling back, Bo Blake. Blake gets hit, and incomplete, they say immediately. His arm was coming forward on that. And so a big stop there on third down makes it 4th and 9.
And here, as you can see, again, they're just a little more confidence on these plays as far as what they're getting in it. Couldn't tell.
They're not having to slow up right away on it.
Well, they know, again, you get those guys at the point of attack, just go and take care of your responsibility rather than trying to stay back and trust your teammates that, look, if I go up and I attack the ball, I know I got guys filling in, taking up the zones that need to be taken up.
And Indianola is going to go for it here. Dropping back is Blake, throws it, picked off at the 20, up the right side and pulled down. That is Rowan Doak.
What an interception there. Just went up and got it.
Rowan Doak with the INT. Let's see it here again.
Tipped it to himself and
a
little
right
tip drill.
there. What he was throwing that into triple coverage over there. It was probably not the best decision.
Well, 4th down, you're going to force the issue anyways. And
so Centennial comes up with the first turnover here. And we'll get it 1st and 10 at the 38. 8:11 to play here, first half. Send a man in motion. Fake the handoff. Straight up the field. And just up. Miners tried to go up and one-hand it, but had good coverage out there by the defender.
Yeah, that was looked like
number 2, which is Gabby
King.
Yeah.
Nice job. But again, the height that you have there with Miners at 6'5", they're able to make that play and throw it down. And
yeah,
so
it was a decent pass.
Yeah.
You get it in his area, and he just could not quite
I think it actually, Nick Bradley was that defender that was down
Nick
there.
Bradley?
Yeah, number 4. And he did a good job of timing it and saw it.
But I kind of like that. You get the turnover, go for the jugular right away.
And you fake it, to Morgan just to kind of get him going here. But off this turnover, you really want to capitalize.
Miller under center. Hands off. Morgan tries to cut back inside, but is tripped up in there. And that was number
Gabby.
2.
Yeah.
That was Gabby.
Nice job of
King.
Gabby King filling up from that linebacker position.
And that's the thing with Morgan. You got to get him early before he gets up steam and reads the hole. So 2nd and 8 here. Centennial trying to take advantage of the first turnover of the game. They send Miners to the top of your screen, wide left. Good in motion. Look to good now, throwing to Miners. Miners has some room, and just a little long on the pass. And
Miners broke stride a couple times there.
It looked like Bradley might have had a little grab, but
and I don't know if that's incidental or you're going to get a number of Jaguar coaches voicing their opinion on that. Miners was even a little frustrated.
Yeah. But Indianola holds here after the turnover. And here comes the punt. He gets it away. They run into the punter there. We'll see if he was blocked in. They may say that. Indianola player down. The punt is taken all the way up by Luke Gordon. And there's 2 players down, and Indianola and the punter is still down back there. McIntyre.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I couldn't tell if he was blocked in, but
the official put his hands out right away,
and maybe he got a piece of it, but I didn't see any type of signal that there was a tip or anything.
Of course, the fans don't like it when they see the punter go down, but if he was blocked in or, as you say, got the tip. Austin, did you see anything there, a tip or blocked
I really can't hear anything over the coaches from Centennial right now. They are heated and fired up on the pass play deep. Thought there was a little bit of a grab here, and then on the punt, they insisted on some interference there. But I think you're right that it was a block into the kicker, because I think the referee was right there watching the whole thing. So.
And now we got Bo Blake out at quarterback. Brick now will go in behind him at tailback, the way they started the game. For Indianola, they'll take over 1st and 10 here.
Well, and with all that, a good return there for the Indians.
Yeah.
Jaguars had a chance to really kind of flip the field a little bit, but Indians, a little 20-yard return off of that to get themselves in good starting field position.
Brick kind of looks for room in there. Not much going against the black shirts. He gets a couple maybe for Centennial. And we kind of played, and now everybody kind of knows what each other's doing here a little bit.
Yeah, and we saw obviously the success that the Indians had in that first quarter of moving the ball, but as they come back to it, he's getting a double pass here.
Brick's going to look deep, throws it, and come back. I think it's picked off. It's picked off. Picked off.
Nolan Bennett looked like. And that was a last-minute just turnaround here. They had 2 guys there trying to play catch-up, and it was Bennett just turned around, and the ball's a little underthrown.
So the second interception of the night, Bennett.
On back-to-back plays for the Indians, resulting in interceptions. Excuse me, they did run that first one. But 2 drives in a row now where the Jags have ended it with the turnover. See if they can have a little better result. They went 3 and out in their last possession, just 2 yards.
Tried to do a little trickeration with the pass out and double pass. Good fakes in motion, then they hand it off. Morgan looking to pick up room. Side steps at one tackler, then gets up into the middle and be stopped, but a big pickup of about 9 there as Gabby King finally slowed his momentum.
Yeah, and a nice cut, as we'll see here. There, the fake, and then the in around. A nice move there by Morgan. Just gets out of that little arm tackle, and if you're going to get Morgan down on the ground, it's going to have to be a little bit more than trying to go for his ankles.
Well, we said it before. Can Centennial take advantage of the turnover? They got a second chance at it now here to take the lead back off this second pass interception. Indianola's defense rose up last time. Pressure, they're throwing the screen out there, and it's dropped, and that might have been okay. Because Max Schmitz, I don't think, was going to go too far.
Yeah, it looked like Draven Westcott for Indianola was right there to bring him down for a loss. But this is, again, you've got about, it's 5.5 minutes left to go here in this first half. You'd like to see maybe a little sustained drive here from the Jaguars, pick up a couple first downs.
Yeah.
They really haven't done that. When they scored, it was a 4-play drive with 57 yards coming on one play. So here, let's see if they can kind of put some things together, pick up some first downs,
pitch
control
back
the
to
ball.
Morgan around the left side, trying to catch the corner. He'll get the first down, but it'll be stopped about midfield.
Just
but
keep that
just
clock,
like you said,
keep it running
keep the
a little
clock
bit
moving
here.
and get it to your workhorse.
Yeah.
J.J. Morgan, the 5'9", 200-pound senior, 771 yards, 12 TDs coming into this. That's on the ground, 43 yards and a TD in the air. So 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line for the Jaguars. Morgan drops back. They send Good in motion. Fake to the up, backhand off to Morgan, second back through, and he rips off a big cut there, about 7.
A nice little counter play, fake into one side, coming back to the other, but a good chunk play on first down to bring up second and short.
Indianola player down there. And that's Aiden Curtis. Your defensive tackle limping off there. Coach Kluber has to wince every time he looks out and sees somebody go down. But
Jags have had their share of injuries as well, too, and it's just kind of been one of those years.
Yeah, I remember last week I asked Coach Ryan Pizzetti, well, how are you health-wise? He goes, well, we're not perfect, but nobody is as you head into November, and that's part of the problem. You just got to hopefully you have enough depth that you can get through that. So Jaguars come up 2nd and 2 at the 42, a 8-yard pickup there on first down. Fake to Morgan, rolling right, looking for Miners, and now goes short. Good out of the backfield. Had Miners going deep, and smart choice to go just short up the field, and incomplete.
Yeah, they're going to say the side judge. Incomplete. Nope, flag it looks like.
Well, okay. Here's the
Camden
replay.
McAtee said just downfield. You can see him kind of, he's engaged in a block there, and then tries to come back.
Yeah,
you can kind of see it there, but
he had the ball.
Yeah,
it would have been a reception, but
I like that. Again, that's a couple different levels, giving Breckenmiller a couple different options to choose from off of that. But again,
so
this is
still only 2nd and 6. But I mean, you go from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 6 here for Centennial. Pitch to Morgan. Morgan looking to turn the corner. It's a blocker. Now does turn the corner up the sideline, tippy toe, and gets the first down and more.
Yeah, nice. Just a short toss. Get your lineman downfield. Get some helmets on it.
Right
again,
there.
He's not getting touched until he's 10 yards down the field. So great call there from Coach Bizzetti. Again, get this thing moving. Indianola is going to have the ball to start the second half, chewing up this clock, get a chance to either score or run some time off. so Indianola doesn't get that that kind of 2-for-1 look.
First and 10 at Indianola's 30. Hand off to the first back through. He rips off about 4. Schmitz with the carry. And 2nd and 7 here.
This will be the 7th play of the Centennial drive. And again, as we talked about, this is something, again, start wearing on that Indianola defense a little bit. Let your defense rest. Hopefully they don't see the field maybe until the second half.
Miners out wide left. Miller under center. Morgan hops back. Fake, now rolling. Throwing back over. Morgan at the 15-10. 5 touchdown Jaguars.
Really well-designed play. They've run that. They've given that look a couple times where Miller has rolled out and looked to throw the ball in the flats. Here, now he's looking. Good patience. Just a little throwback and one-on-one.
And
Morgan able to get a touch.
Cole Meyer, the free safety, just could not get to Morgan.
That's one of those plays where you run the first look a couple times and you're just waiting when you want that good look, and then you run that
those
counter
two backs,
play
and
too.
then when he sets to pass, you forget about him out there in the flat. So now they're going to go for 2 again to try to even it up a little bit. Throw the fade, touch, got it. The extra point is good.
And we got a penalty flag down. This will be after the play. So we had a bit of a scrum there towards the at the line of scrimmage. These officials get it, but just the lofted pass to the 6'5" tight end.
Okay, so we'll go against Centennial, but the
try is good. It's the fade. Again, you've got 6'5". Let's take advantage of it. The big thing here is you got 2:54 left here. Now instead of you're kicking off 15 yards deeper than you initially would. Indianola's going to get some good field position here with an opportunity to march down. Again, 3 minutes for them is plenty of time to kind of get
sure
down
everybody
there.
goes down in their lanes and covers, and
But even on that cover, they're gonna feel this kickoff at the 40-yard line.
How's the sideline down there now, Austin? They calm down a little bit?
Yeah, they're a little bit better now. Just going to comment, Miners really impacted both of those last 2 plays. Obviously, the little toss to him in the corner for the score, but the defense was really focused on him when they got that throwback to the running back as well. So you can definitely tell that they're definitely focused on number 4 out there, and it's leading to some other opportunities for some of the other players as well.
Yeah, he was the receiver that when he went to pass before he threw it to the flat, they were looking at him.
Absolutely. They had definitely dropped back, and all the coverage had kind of rolled over to that side, and just left Morgan open. The guy got there a little bit late, and he was able to pull a couple jukes. But I'd come back to me in just a second after you call.
Okay, here's the kickoff. Handled at the 10, up to the 30, 35, spins around. Good move by Amos, and he's going to get it all the way up to the 40, so as you said. Okay, Austin, back to you. What do you got?
The other thing I was going to make a comment about is the offensive players for Centennial are really following through all their blocks. Now, that was kind of a byproduct of what happened on the penalty with an illegal person downfield. An ineligible receiver downfield was just really trying to focus on following through those blocks. Also led to the penalty on the extra point as well, is that they're just getting really down and dirty, which I think is a good thing for the Jags to kind of set the tone for the offense there.
So let's see who they come out with now. They're going to go back to Bo Blake with Brick in the backfield. They hand it to him. He cuts up left side, has room at the 50. One man to beat up the sideline. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Indianola. But nope, is he out? Nope, he is out. Okay, the referee came back over. The back official said he went out, so they're going to mark him out at about the 16. It'll be a 45-yard run though. Let's see here. Yep, he just caught the foot out there. And
Gavin Matheny with the hustle play, but again, that's just untouched. There wasn't even a tackle broken on that play. Is just some great downfield blocking, first level and getting to that second level by the Indians, and a huge turn here at the end of this second quarter. Again,
so
Indianola is going to have the ball to start the second half.
Right, Brick will come back in at tailback. Blake gives it to Brick. Brick looks to cut it outside, slips the tackle, and then is dropped down after a pickup of a couple.
Cade Marion, the defensive lineman that was able to get some penetration up the field and slow that play down.
Still have one timeout, still plenty of time here. In high school, you get the first down, the clock will stop. Let's see if they keep it on the ground with a couple minutes left. Long time in the huddle. They come on out. Now, Josiah Green back there in the backfield, trips to the left. And that's Brick going to take it himself, cuts it inside. And he is down to the 1.
Well, we talked about what Cade Marion was able to do on that previous play. This time he gets too far upfield, breaks that containment, and allows the rush now here down to the goal line.
Right, just at the half-yard line, 1st and goal for Indianola. The penalty allowed them to start at the 40.
A little tush push here.
Under center, and they're calling. I think Indianola may have jumped this time. And I think, is that the first penalty on Indianola tonight?
We had the roughing running into the kicker.
But they waved that off.
They
though,
declined.
right?
Yeah, you're right.
First
accepted penalty.
But that's a big one there because it pushes them back.
And it was interesting. You could see some of the body language and some of the motion from the Indianola players talking about Centennial, kind of pointing and pleading their case that the Jags tried to draw them offside or draw that motion or illegal motion.
So now the ball will come just between the 6 and 5, the 5.5. We'll call it.
No, they did it.
Oh, they call it on
disconcerting
signals. Okay. Well, you only give up a quarter yard, really.
It's worth it right there.
Bo Blake in under center. They're going to try to push him in. No signal yet. Touchdown, Indianola. Bo Blake.
I don't know if we want to go to Austin to hear what the coaches have to say about that call. But yeah,
just the replay here.
They were able to a little tush push, get in there, and a huge turn of events. You know, you had Jags with that 7-play, 66-yard touchdown drive. Left a little too much time on the clock, and then the penalty gives the Indianola the great field position.
Caden Gazelle will come out to kick. I got a story to tell you about him, too, when I get a chance. He's the kicker where I said, Coach, how do you say his name? He goes, well, he's coming off the concussion protocol. I think we'll get him back. Here's the kick is low. It sneaks over, just barely over. And Indianola takes the lead back 15-14. Wow. Is this two teams fighting to get into the playoffs or what here tonight?
And every little bit matters there as we had that, the 15-yard penalty on the 2-point conversion comes back, and not that they would not have scored, but got them in a better field position to start with than they would have without that penalty. So those little things, and again, as Austin pointed out, it was Centennial just being aggressive with their blocking and trying to be more physical. And it's an unfortunate penalty, but again, now you've got Indianola. They're going to get that second half kickoff. So if you're the Jaguars, you've got to come up with something here big and see if you can try to put some points on the board here with a minute 18 left.
And that one, too, where you call them off, because I know playing defense, you're always calling out signals and where you're going to go. But if and the referees know what's going on.
Yeah.
So So now,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean they tried to get him off sides and try to get there, try to draw that penalty, but just couldn't do it. So now again, you're going to have to dip back into it. Probably going to see a lot of Cameron Minor. See if you can get him up top and take a shot, or get Morgan out in some space.
Stevens and Good back deep. Good will take it there, looking for some room, bumps into some players, but he gets it up about the 34. So 1:13 to play, one timeout for Centennial. You got Miners in your pocket. You also have Morgan. We know if they can free him up on a long run. So,
yeah, I would imagine here. Let's see if you can get Morgan out into some space. Some type of sweep. Get him out there. You do want the clock running. You don't want to go out there and take 3 long shots to Miners and run off 12, 15 seconds, and that's it. And then give Indianola a chance to score.
Brecken Miller comes out. He'll go shotgun this time. Drops back. Throws that screen in the middle as they were trying to get Morgan free on the screen, but Indianola read that pretty well.
Yeah, they're actually going to end up losing yards on that play.
And now Centennial will scramble to get lined up quickly again. Miller back in the shotgun. Drops back, looks, throws it out. Miners, he can't get up and get to it. He wanted the flag, but he was bookended up the field there.
They had the little pump fake.
He had Cole Myers and also Nick Bradley side by side escorting him up. That does stop the clock, but now you're at 3rd and 11 here.
Yeah,
Centennial.
This is one again, 43 seconds. This is probably one you want to make sure you're completing a pass, you're staying in bounds, try to keep that clock moving. Again, one timeout left for the Jaguars and one for Indianola.
Mitchell Miners out now, looking to run. Miller is pulled down. Fans are yelling horse collar, but I think they had him around the pads. I don't think.
Indianola's going to take a timeout here, too.
Yeah, with 33 seconds to go. Let's take a look
at this. Yeah, here we can kind of see it.
Yeah, he got him by the side.
Yeah, he had him on the shoulder there.
So the final timeout for Indianola.
Oh, wow. Here, obviously you're going to punt if you're the Jaguars, but you've got to make sure you got to get you got to be some good tackling out here in these last 33 seconds. Again, that point of emphasis or a key to the game is the Jaguars being able to wrap up at that point of contact. And they just had the long play in that previous drive for Indianola that got them got them that touchdown. But here, even on this punt, they've got to make sure that they're wrapping up, and then you're going to give Indianola probably 4 or 5 plays here to potentially get it maybe within field goal range. Well, after that last extra point attempt, I don't know what that range looks like.
So back deep is Luke Gordon. Snap is good. High punt to Gordon, takes it at the 33. Heads to the outside 40, 45, 50. He's ridden down in Indianola territory with 23 seconds to go.
So they're going to start here plus territory, and the one timeout, out of timeouts, which again you haven't necessarily seen a deep passing threat from Indianola to this point. It's all been kind of short passes and let those guys get out there and run with it.
Miller in there too. They did try the double pass with him earlier,
yep.
But you got to think Centennial might be wise to that. They're going to throw quick out to the left, quickly up the field, pushing through all the way down to the 30. Off the quick catch and run is Parker Amos. 16 seconds. They'll stop the clock and it'll roll when they get it set. Clock rolling. And he'll spike it with 11 seconds to go. Now, let's see. I was looking up those field goal stats earlier.
You've got probably 2 shots here at the end zone. You could take one short, but you got to get out of bounds, obviously.
37-yard field goal is the only one they have.
They're going to need to hurry. Oh, they just reset the play clock.
Yeah. But the thing is, with no timeouts, you either got to get it out of bounds. You don't really have time to rush up and spike it. You got to, as you said, probably throw it here.
Any
ideas, Austin?
Well, off that PA field goal.
Yeah.
They're definitely not going to field goal.
So now Brick goes out to the left. Dropping back. Blake rolling, has to throw under pressure, just going to throw it away with 5 seconds to go. So now you got one shot to the end zone.
Yeah, and what I like there from the Jag, they got to get some pressure.
Yeah.
And not let
not letting wind up and heave.
Yeah, don't give them time to get down there and force the issue rather than sit back on it. Even at this distance, I don't know what the arm strength is at 35, 40 yards to get the ball all the way to the end zone.
Garrett Stevens, Gavin Matheny back there deep. They're talking now. Stevens comes up a little bit. Trips right. Dropping back, rolling right. Under pressure, he's just going to go down. And
was Bogseth.
Brandon Bogseth with the big sack, the 6', 220-pound senior. I happen to know his dad.
Yeah. So we get a penalty?
No.
Okay.
They had 1 second, but I see by the time they set it and wind the clock. Wow. Catch your breath, everybody. 15-14. What a first half here between these two teams. We'll go down to Austin Oliver here in a second. He's going to try to get Indianola coach and pick him up. And I let him know we'd be out there, so we'll see. But we're ready whenever you are, Austin.
All right, Coach Kluver, great first drive. Second drive, or great end of the drive, half of the drive.
Lost you, Austin. Okay, he's out of range, I think, over there. All right, that's... Well, okay, that's the problem. We get too far over the side. We lost you most of what you said there, Austin. Can you fill us in?
Coming across here, we're having some trouble with the mic range tonight. He said he was pretty happy with that first drive and the last drive of the half. Consistency-wise, they just need to keep things going in between, and they'll see what they can do. They feel good about it, though.
All right, thank you, sir. Grab some hot chocolate. We're at halftime, 15-14. It's, 13-14 in the RPI.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good right now. We'll take a break. You're watching high school football on CISN.TV.
This is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Halftime here of this football game on CISN. Paul Yeager with Dustin Rowland. You might recognize him as the combined girls wrestling coach for Centennial, Ankeny, Bondurant Farrar, and is North Polk still with you?
North Polk actually will be starting their own program this season, so we're super excited about that. Yeah,
we're already off to an expanding sport that they've already, splitting off the co-ops. But
that was the goal.
What's it been like in those first 3 years to have, that combined effort, trying to get everybody together on one mat?
Yeah, so there are definitely like some difficulties with that, but a great administration and from all basically North Polk, Bondurant, Ankeny Centennial and Ankeny Hawks, like administration works very well together, a lot of communication. So, there's always a challenge, and then we fix that, and then it's not a challenge anymore. So great support system, and it's been pretty smooth once we identify an original issue and then we get through it.
You are an old wrestler yourself, so you know how strong Iowa wrestling has been. What was it like when the girls started in the sanctioned realm? We knew there was this whole other world that just didn't do high school. But when the girls' union said, "We're doing it," what was your reaction?
Super exciting. I mean, obviously at that point in time, I wasn't like both feet in with girls wrestling. Being the former head coach at Des Moines Lincoln in 2015 or 16, forgive me, I can't exactly remember the year, but we had 5 girls on our boys team, and that was like the most of anybody in the state. So that was pretty cool. A couple news stations got wind of that. So also being a longtime high school softball coach, I had experience with girls, so it was super exciting. Obviously, they love to go out there and compete, and so there's no reason they shouldn't have the same opportunities that the boys had. So when they sanctioned that a few years ago, it was just super exciting. And it's been a great change in my professional career. And so it's, I'm super glad and happy that we took the jump to move over to the girls' side of things.
And when you look at those tickets to get to the boys' championship and the finals, that's always that coveted ticket. Let's be honest. It's nothing compared to the finals ticket for the girls over at Extreme Arena right now. I mean, that is a one hot ticket.
I mean, that arena is perfect for that tournament right now. Obviously, it's growing, so who knows what the future of that looks like. But the IGHSAU does a great job of putting on their state tournament events, and it's just a fun-filled weekend with a lot of excitement and very special for everybody involved. So really cool weekend.
Last year was pretty good too for you. Runner-up.
We had a great season last year. Finished second as a team. Obviously, the goal is to go in and win it. But you know what? Like the real goal is how are these young ladies going to be in life 10 and 20 years down the road? So, state titles are really cool and important for the time being. But ultimately, we're trying to build, character and human beings that are contributing members of society. So hopefully we're doing that.
Well, and it's back to the very first thing you said about the organization and communication aspect of it. I mean, that's a major part of life, is to be able to work through some of those programs. How would you rate the quality of wrestling here in these communities specifically? You don't really have to sell real hard to get people excited about it, I'm guessing.
No, I mean, it's growing. It's not huge. I mean, we're really focused on building our youth wrestling program in Ankeny, which is smaller than we would like. But, the growth of girls wrestling in the Metro is on the rise. I mean, 3 years ago, our first season, and there was a lot of headlocks, a lot of pins, which is still a lot of pins, but the technique and it's just growing exponentially. I mean, last year we had a super duel versus Raccoon River, who ended up winning the state title, and Cedar Falls, who finished third over at our place. And in 3 high school duels, not one team scored over 40 points, and the largest margin of defeat was 5. So that was definitely a showcase of what is potentially out there for girls wrestling. And like I said, I mean, don't tell girls you can't do something. She's going to prove you wrong. They are doing it at an astronomical rate, trying to catch up to where the boys are at. So super exciting to see how that continues to grow.
Yeah, each and every time they always will surprise you. You have a pretty good returning wrestler coming back, state champ.
Yeah, Hayden Bratlin's a returning state champion for us at 140 pounds last year. I don't expect her to be back at that weight, but, that's one thing with girls wrestling is, the weight, right? Like, we don't want to put labels. We don't want to tell girls she has to go weight. We don't want them to ask them to cut weight. We have a policy that, like, hey, we may suggest something for you, but, 99.9 of you, you're going to pick the weight you want to go, and we're going to figure it out. So Hayden will be back. Super exciting. She's kind of a mat rat, works out all year round. So she's got a huge future ahead of her. Still just be a junior this year, so still have her for 2 more seasons.
Who else do you have coming back?
We return another finalist in Nora Bacchus, who was at 110 pounds last year. Again, don't expect her back at that weight. She's an all-around great athlete for Ankeny Centennial. And, we just have high hopes for her. We had high hopes for her last year, and she met them. Obviously, disappointing finish in the state finals, but, we're super excited to have her back. She'll be a senior team leader for us, somewhere between 115 and 120 pounds. So Nora Bacchus, like I said, senior Ankeny Centennial student, excited for her too. Both her and Hayden are Centennial students. So,
and you're going to be starting this season before we know it.
We are like 4 weeks away. Our first practice is the 3rd of next month. So, yeah, it's right around the corner. I know as we get older, time goes even faster. So
you're like, didn't we just finish this? Isn't that what's going on?
We're still enjoying a great season from last year. And, off season took a number of girls up to Fargo. So, and it's go time. We're excited.
And again, packed schedule. I've had a chance to look at it. A lot of great meets. Is there one that might circle that people in the area should know about and come out and see?
So, December 11th, we are dueling Raccoon River, obviously defending state champions. Most likely will probably be preseason number 1 versus number 2 teams. We'll see how that plays out by December. But we're going to duel on the 11th at Raccoon River, followed by the University of Iowa will be dueling Grandview that day as well. So that's a super exciting event that we're just blessed and fortunate to be a part of. So a lot of credit to James Piscaglia over there at Waukee Northwest, getting that, arranged and working with IPTV.
You bet.
Jim Miller over at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. So that's a super exciting event that we're looking forward to.
Does Jim Miller get excited about wrestling?
Very much so. Very much so. Right, rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, when he came in to start doing broadcasts with us, it's just so fun to listen to him. And I'm spoiled. Used to work with, I worked with Gable and Gibbons on our coverage with Tim Johnson. When we had college wrestling the last time, the passion's there, and that's as an old Iowa guy, exactly what it means to the state.
Absolutely. I mean, Jim Miller and I go way back to high school, obviously a recruiting situation. So I got utmost respect for Jim and love to listen to him. Obviously, his knowledge for the sport is not unmatched, but, very high. And
very high.
Love listening to him as well.
All right. We love listening to you as well. Destin Rowland, thank you so very much. Appreciate your time.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for giving girls wrestling a chance.
All righty. Hey, our halftime show continues right after this here on CISN.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected?
The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to halftime here at Ankeny Centennial. You see the score there, 15-14. Dar Danielson with you here, and want to remind you, this is the We Are Iowa Game of the Week. You see the QR code there on the left of your screen. Hold your phone up to that, and you can see the game, watch the game there, and We Are Iowa as our partner here in the Game of the Week. And it's Indianola 13 in the RPI, Ankeny Centennial 14. Indianola on the scoreboard, 15-14. Dar Danielson here with Dave Lane. And Dave, let's take a look at some of the numbers from that first half.
Yeah, we look at the stats here team-wise for Indianola. Through the air, 11 on the ground at 11 rushes there. 17 rushes. I'll get it squared away. 17 rushes, 85 yards for the Indians. Through the air, 11 passes completed for 104 yards. That's 11-17 on that. They did have the 2 interceptions by the Jaguars there. Leading passer was Blake. They had a little two-headed monster there, but it was Blake, 9 of 13, 99 yards through the air. On the ground, it was Breck with 11 rushes for 83 yards. Just the 1 touchdown run, from Blake, and then Gordon with the touchdown as well. On the Jaguar side, we had 3 of 10 was Brecken Miller through the air for 83 yards. The big one, the 57-yarder to Miners that set up the touchdown there. On the ground, 103 yards on 14 rushes for the Jaguars. Leading rusher there, obviously, Morgan, 8 carries for 75 yards. He's got a touchdown. He also has 2 catches for 26 yards. So really a balanced. We look at the score, 189 total yards for the Indians, 186 total yards for the Jaguars. It's going to lead to a lot of similarities and a 1-point game here.
Couple things, too. 2 yellow flags. The first on the extra point attempt by Indianola, moved it down. They went for 2 and got it.
Yeah.
The second came on that last drive, the penalty there. So they end up, that was a 15-yarder, right?
Yeah, and that was on the 2-point conversion.
On the 2-point conversion, Centennial picks up the penalty, so they had to kick it 15 yards back. Indianola gets it to 40. They score at the end of the half, so 2 big yellow flags. Centennial, 2 interceptions.
Yep.
Was the second one the one they scored on?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So they turned one of the 2 turnovers into a score. But you were going to say something else?
Yeah, and both of those big penalties were on extra point attempts. And so again, like we talked about, the Indians were lining up for a extra point when they drew the Jaguars offside and went for 2. And right now, that's the difference in the game.
Austin Oliver is there with the coach, I believe. Whenever you're ready, Austin, we're
Coach Pizzetti, kind of up and down first half. I think your team's playing hard. Maybe even led to some of penalties that kind of got in the way there. But what'd you tell your troops at the half?
Oh, we just got to be consistent, offensively, defensively. A little bit erratic at times. Started off slow, got some momentum. Got to limit the big plays, obviously, and keep them in control and then drive the ball as well as we can.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you, Austin. Austin Oliver on the sideline here tonight. So yeah, so both those penalties, the one area, the first one, oh, that's not too much, but it moved you into a better shot at the two-pointer, which is kind of put. So then Centennial went for two their first time down and didn't get it. Now, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I said, hey, if you chase that now, if they don't, we're tied at 15 maybe, But anyway, that's in the first half. But, man, that first half, the first quarter took a long time. We had several timeouts, a couple penalties, a couple guys down. But you got to wonder now, Indianola, with as many guys as they have playing both ways and they've been banged up, and Centennial come out and try to grind it at him here again, like you talked about at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and some big drives there early on for Indianola. Again, really a tale of two quarters where they kind of controlled the pace, they controlled the flow in the first quarter. Centennial did a nice job in the second quarter. Got the turnovers, got some good the big pass play, the long run for Indianola there at the end of the second quarter that set up that touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown, was really just their only real big play in that second quarter. I mean, they went drives of, two plays and a turnover. They went 4 plays, and then another one that went 4 plays. So just 8 total plays there or 10 total plays for the Indians in the second quarter.
All right, now, obviously we're into November. All these games, like tonight's, are real important as you go down to RPI and who's going to get the home games or not. Let's take a look at our schedule coming up next week here. And we have volleyball, Dowling Catholic and Northwest on Tuesday. Thursday at Tumwater Roosevelt. I'll be on that game, I think, with Blake Walker at Mediacom Stadium. Then it's the Battle of Waukees. I'll be there. Valley and Ankeny. And Northwest at Dowling Catholic, or Centennial, at Dowling Catholic there. So got some interesting games coming up here next week.
Yeah, obviously the volleyball matchup, that's going to be huge. Those, of course, the playoff, the regions are already set for that. But that last game that we're looking at of Centennial versus Dowling, that's what we talked about in the opening as to why this game is so important for Centennial. That's going to be a tough one going forward. If they lose this, and now they're 3-4, and they got to face the number 2 team in the state at their place, now you're staring 3-5 down. That's going to be a tough one to kind of get in the playoffs.
All right, we're out warming up. We're just about ready to kick off the second half. Hang with us. If it's as good as the first, it's going to be a good one here. We'll take a break on CISN.TV.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Well, here we go, ready to start the second half here at Ankeny. Indianola deferred after winning the toss. Start the game here, and they will get the kickoff from Centennial. Start the second half. Back deep is Parker Amos and Luke Gordon. Taken at the 2. Looking for some room. Now tries to cut outside, and then good tackle is pulled down. There.
Kate Newman involved in that.
Yeah.
Urban Ingram in there.
Well, I think Newman. Jasper was in there too, I think.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what they come out with here for Indianola. Been mixing the offense around a little bit, but they're going to come out with what they went the second quarter. Bo Blake at quarterback, Asher Brick at the tailback. Fake to Brick, rolling around, under pressure, throws it and has a man for the first down out there. That's Jacob Graham.
And a nice job. They tried to get Graham on a little wheel route. Ball is a little underthrown. Graham does a nice job of coming back to it.
That was Bogseth who got the pressure off the edge, but he was able to throw it under pressure. Both these teams, quarterbacks making some plays here tonight. So, second down. They send 2 receivers right, that triple bunch formation to the left. Man in motion, high snap. Rick has to handle it off the bounce, and that kind of blows up the play there. As they get in, and Bogseth with the sack.
A nice job there, though. That could have been a
big
that disaster for the
Who knows? Then it's a scramble to the ball,
and at least able to get close to the line of scrimmage there.
But again, one of the few times we see in Indianola, they've been starting well on first down, getting some big plays. Here's second and 11 at the 30. Receivers to the left. And boom! In the backfield. He's there at the handoff and takes him down.
Watch this. Luce just almost was able to take the handoff himself. Just some miscommunication there.
Houston, we have a problem here, is the Indianola quarterback saying. And 2 big plays for losses here in Indianola after getting the first down to start the drive. A 3rd and 15 here at the 26.
Big play here. Jags got to make sure they contain.
Wing it out, and they do a good job of that. Quickly over there is Nash Taggart. And there's a penalty flag down. Holding on Indianola, they'll probably decline that. Is that to bring up a 4th down?
Yep. And a nice stop here for the Jaguars coming out of halftime.
Yeah, a good start out of the locker room for them.
We talked about Indianola gets that ball late in the second quarter and able to get a score and then turn around and get the ball to start the second half. But a nice job there defensively.
We'll go to Austin Oliver after the punt here to see what he saw, the energy of that Centennial defense down there after the punt. And good back deep along with Stevens. It's going to bounce and get a good Indianola roll. It's going to roll inside the 30. He'll pick up about 10 on the roll down to the 25.
Just a shanked punt that got a favorable bounce there. That ball rolled out almost as far as it was kicked in the air.
Austin, they come out with some big energy there, that Centennial defense to start the second half.
Yeah, I thought he was going to grab that ball right from the quarterback on that handoff. So a good start for the Jags. Completely different start than they had in the first half. So they should have some energy going forward here.
Well, Breckenmiller will bring him out. 1st and 10 at the 25 for Centennial, their first drive of the second half. Flip the man over to the left. Send Morgan in motion and swing it out and dropped.
without the I don't know, no whistle to blow it there, but I don't think Miners had the ball long enough.
Because I think as he was trying to bring it in and go upfield, that's when he dropped it. So well, now they're okay.
Yeah.
Yep. They were back behind the line for a minute. I wondered, but yeah, it seemed like.
And I really do like that play call coming out of, it's what should have been an easy kind of pitch and catch.
And he was thinking it was, he was looking upfield.
He was upfield, and just a little. Those are the types of plays, and that's similar to what the Indians have been running, but that'll loosen up that inside run game.
2nd and 10, pitch back to Morgan. Morgan has some blockers. Up the sideline, gets close to a first down, and right on through the bench, and I think that was just is there going to be a flag? No, they're coming in. Yeah, there is a flag at the 40. So we'll see if it was late hit or a little too rough. Coming out of bounds there. Could you see up the sideline, Austin?
I did not. I just saw several players get thrown over the top of the back of the bench there. Yeah, so I think it's once again that kind of a little overzealous blocking here, but we'll see here.
He 51 to the defense and then pointing to the Jag, so they're getting it squared away.
Oh, now he's saying it is the offense.
So Kane Brooks was a leading. Kind of out and running. You can see him there.
Well, there he is right there. Oh, that was the late. I think that late little nudge there, maybe.
Number 2, but wow.
He came in and nudged Gabby King. So just a little things that will drive your coaches nuts.
Well, you got that. You got the first down play with the the drop pass for no reason. And, great play calling here, mixing things up a lot, getting to the edges and just not able to.
About the
and
first down,
now you're going to run. You're in danger here of having to call timeout because the play clock is at 5 as they break the huddle.
3rd and 20, 2-1. They get it off, dropping back, throwing it deep. Miners. Oh, and that was closer to the defender, Bradley.
Yeah, those two have been going at it, and ball just a little bit long for Miners. But, like we said, they had you get the drop pass, you get the 15-yard penalty after a long gain.
So, again, the penalties hurting Centennial here tonight. So, Austin McIntyre back to punt. Back to receive is Gordon. Good high punt. Gordon will let it drop and stays in bounds, gets a few extra yards down the sideline. So go out at the 41. But again, pretty good field position to start for Indianola.
Yeah, and both teams really coming out some self-inflicted wounds that really the key play in that first drive for Indianola was the bad snap on the first down that got them behind the sticks early, and they could not get caught up. And then here, again, Jaguars
the defense
have a couple.
Got to stop, and then the Jaguars on offense got a little too much adrenaline. And, so now Indianola back to action here. Blake gets it to Burke. He's going to head out, try to get the corner. Doesn't get there, but gets about 4. And on the first down.
Not able to maintain the containment there on the outside. And Jags have had success on defense when they've forced Indianola into a 2nd and long situation, whether it's second and 8 or it's even 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12, and they're just a positive 4-yard gain on first down.
Graham and Amos over to the right, dropping back, throws it and gets it by the defender. into the hands of Graham, I think.
It was just over Nash Taggart, the linebacker's hands. Nice touch pass there.
Yeah, Taggart almost looked like he just touched it a little bit.
Yep.
But
well, and that's another one where you had a kind of a flood route where you've got multiple levels. And Indianola, that middle one is always the toughest, and that's the one they've had some success with.
But he threw a rocket in there. So, again, Bo Blake with Rick behind him. Man comes in motion. Handoff. Again, looks to cut it up, cuts it back, and hammered. Taggart comes in and lays the wood, the brick there to stop it.
Yeah, good pursuit.
Turned up in the hole, and boom, they had him stood up, and he just hit him hard. He gets just 1 yard out of that.
Job there by the defensive end of turning that into the inside where your linebackers have inside leverage.
2nd and 9 now here. Kind of in a stalemate right now offensively for both teams. Handoff, Brick looking for room. He'll get pulled down. Gets just a couple. So now the Jaguar defense will have him in 3rd down and long again here. 3rd and 7, yeah, so they.
We'll see if they send a linebacker in here. Get some type of blitz, kind of forcey issue here a little bit.
Passing down.
You know, you've had some success with just your interior linemen though, getting some penetration and getting some pressure.
Routes back, come from the outside. He throws it, has a man, and did he get out of bounds enough for the first down? No, they're going to mark him short.
Sure, yeah. Jackson Bailey does a nice job of cutting him off, force him out of bounds. Indianola's shown they're gonna go for it here
on their own side of the 50. Luke Gordon with the catch out there. So 4th and 2 here at the 37.
Linemen got to be careful here for the Jaguars about jumping off sides.
Yeah, don't get too excited and give them the easy first down. Into the huddle comes Bo Blake.
Not close enough for the little tush push. They just get a little sprint out as you're going to get a timeout here for Indianola. Oh, we got a flag, actually.
Is it?
It may have been the play clock kind of running down.
Yeah, so
but we did this. Back judge dropped his flag, so. So we talked a little bit about it at halftime of Indianola has not had much success running between the tackles. Everything has been to the outside, whether it's the run or just a little short. Again, those West Coast offense passes to get some runners in space. So
yeah, when they overload you with those like that triple bunch formation, get some blocks. That's when they've had the most success, either running or passing on.
Yeah,
that.
The jet sweep is the one now that they've kind of had that success as far as a run. It's technically a pass because they're pitching it forward, but you know if they come out in that trips or 5 wide formation with 3 guys on a side, see if they try to run it to that short side. Just play the numbers game.
So Indianola with the timeout here. They'll come back out 4th and 2. We'll see if they change things up at all. Back there is Draven Westcott. Oh, high snap. Rick will just fall on it, and Centennial is going to get it in their own 50, inside the 50. So they go Bogseth with the recovery. And Brick smartly did not try to pick it up because.
And it looked like they were going to just do a little quarterback run up the middle because you had you had a pulling guard in there, and I think the center was just a little bit too anxious to try to reach to get to his block and didn't get the snap completed in time or correctly.
Centennial offense out now. Pitch back, Morgan. Morgan looking for room, cuts it back inside, and is wrestled down right at the 40 there by Riley LaFrance, the nose guard, but not before he picks up a long 9 there.
Very long 9. But you could see just Morgan, his patience on that sweep play where he's just letting his guys pick up blocks, and then he can turn the Jets on, and he's always falling forward.
That's Miner on the right side slot there. They send Good in motion. Hand it to Morgan coming back. He's got 2 blockers ahead of him. Cuts the sideline and tiptoes. Can't keep it in, but a big gainer up the sideline by Morgan.
That was Good with the lead block, and Kenyon Leak down there too, leading the way. Cade Newman
and I think
getting some blocks downfield.
Yeah, I think they woke Austin Oliver up on the sideline down there, didn't they, Austin?
Yeah, they did. I was running.
You got to keep your head on a swivel there.
I definitely do. I was ready. I was ready,
my friend.
I was ready.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 23 for Centennial. Morgan in motion again. He gets the second man through right up the middle. And another good. Now they're picking up good chunk yardage on every run right now.
Yeah, and it's
might wear on that Indianola defense
and
a
it's
little
been
bit.
Morgan obviously carrying the water here, and that time they a little switch up instead of going to the outside, they go second man through on the inside, and while it's not as many yards, you can get 6-7 yards on first down. You'll take it every time.
Miller under center, drops back. Throws it out for Miners. Caught! Touchdown!
Well, a nice route there by Miners as he sells kind of the slant route and then the fade, almost a back shoulder fade. You can see a little underthrown, but let your guy go up and get it. And it's been Miners and Bradley going at it the whole time, and Miners got a couple now on him.
Was that 17 yards? Now they're going to go for 2 again, with the numbers being, if Indianola comes back and gets 7, it'd be 22.
Yep.
So here's Miller under center. Morgan gets the pitch, looking to cut it up the corner, and not going to quite get there. He had some momentum going, but Indianola closed pretty well.
Gabby King did a nice job getting over there, getting the tackle, and big stop there for Indianola.
Let's take a break. We'll come back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Ready for the kickoff. Centennial after scoring. Parker Amos, Luke Gordon back there. Looks like Amos going to take it outside. Cuts it up 30, 35. Back up to the 40, 45, 50. Oh, one man to beat it. He's pulled down. Max Martinez saves a touchdown. And man.
Just again, Luke Gordon down there leading the way, but just arm tackles that he's just able to run through and not able to bring the runner down, and finally brought down.
Martinez and also, let's see, it was Noah Manning also closing in on him. But if he busts through those two, he could take it there. But now they're set up 1st and 10 at the 43.
Yeah, plus territory on the start.
Pitch inside, trying to turn the corner. And it's something we haven't seen a lot lately, kind of that little inside sweep. Luke Gordon with it.
Gordon able to get there. Roland Doak, Roland Doak, nice job of stretching that play out, not letting him turn the corner too soon, allowing his teammates to get there, and what could have been, a 7 or 8 yard gain turns into just a 3 yard gain.
So 2nd and 7, they get that bunch right. Man in motion, they fake it to him, and then boom! Down he goes. Back at the line of scrimmage is Taggart.
He's having himself a game. He's starting to find himself in the backfield quite a bit, but I think that's the play they might have been looking to do on that 4th down, that just that inside run, but huge play there on 2nd down, pushes it to 3rd and long now.
Centennial defense getting through that line here. It's 3rd and 9. Dropping back, under pressure, look for the screen. Got a man, he's got room. Gonna get it outside, but no, they stop him short. Looked like he had a lot of room going up there.
Well, he instead of just turning and running upfield, he tried to stretch. He tried to kind of
go back outside.
Outside, and again, it was Rowan Doak does a nice job of pursuit.
You're right. I think if he keeps his head down
and just fights
he tried to.
We say it from up here, but there were.
Yeah, it's easy to say when you got 3 black shirts.
3 black shirts right there.
Roaring in on you.
Maybe not.
No.
But nice job there of from a pursuit standpoint. Nice little play. They had 2 screens actually set up. They had kind of a decoy out wide, and they go up the middle.
Trying to take advantage of the aggressive defense. 4th and 2 at the 35 for Indianola. They're going to wing it out. Caught. He turns the corner. And there's a flag down. I think there's going to be an illegal block out there on the edge, or a hold.
You're going to get a hold there.
As Brody Prill got held. And I think he might have been close to getting it without that hold there.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary. Nice little play. Again, just a little flood.
But it's coming back. They called Jacob Graham, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, you're doing it right out in front of everybody, and I don't know if he needed it, but he might have. I mean, and again, the way Nash Taggart's been playing, he probably did need to hold him.
You could see the smoke coming out of his ears as he was coming in there. Now, they took advantage of that aggressive defense with that screen last time. Let's see what they run here. They run some different linemen in, so...
Probably going to punt.
Brick back there, and he did punt one other time. Let's see if he does it here. Maybe try to pin Centennial down. Yeah, looks like. Left footer, he gets it off. He had a great punt last time. This one is fair caught down there, so it's not going to get the roll, but Centennial will take over at the 10. So Centennial defense comes up big again here.
Yeah, big stop there. And you had a couple chunk plays there for Indianola, negated by some of the penalties. And again, they have a huge return on that on the kickoff to get them into plus territory, and then
because it looked like they've been doing that all night. Centennial scores, they come back, get a big return or a penalty, but now the defense answers. But Centennial backed up here.
Well, you'd like to see again another one of those sustained drives. That is 7-play, 66-yard drive in the second quarter. Something they can just get some clock.
Looking for the edge, and he's snowed under, but he gets a pretty good pickup there.
Morgan on the carry, moves the ball to the 14-yard line.
So pick up a 4 on first down.
Second down, 2nd and 6.
And those defensive linemen are going to be seeing 0 in their sleep tonight. Has been a steady diet of him here in the second and third quarter. This time, oh, no, he keeps it. He's got
The
Morgan
third man-
second back through, but the third man, the
through on
quarterback,
that.
keeps it, Miller. And maybe got a yard.
Little different look, but 3rd and 6, a little bit more manageable here.
2 minutes to play, third quarter. These are some of the longest quarters of football I've done all season here with all the stoppages and stuff. And two teams that like to run.
Yeah.
You know,
And there's
that's
just
the
been
weird thing about it.
We've had some and not really sustained drives. I mean, the longest time of possession on a drive right now was a 11-play, 4-minute, 46-yard drive by Indianola.
Hand off to the first man through this time. And Schmitz on the carry.
So they're going to end up just
and
another
4.
3 and out for Centennial.
So they'll bring in Austin McIntyre again to punt it, and he's been pretty solid tonight. And we'll send back Luke Gordon. And here's where you got to pick everybody up and be aware. Low snap, Gordon, he handles it, kicks it, Gordon lets it bounce, and it gets a good Centennial bounce on the hop. They're going to pick up another 12, 13 yards on it. And Indianola will take over. 40 seconds to play in the third. Ball at the 36 here for Indianola. Austin Oliver, what do you expect out of Indianola now?
Well, both teams have had kind of a defensive stand. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to break one open to get a big play. I did like the Centennial quarterback on that touchdown pass. Actually kind of shaded that throw out to the outside when he had inside coverage. That's something he had kind of missed on some of the long throws earlier in the night. So kudos to the quarterback on getting that one nailed down.
Here's Indianola. Dropping back, winging it out in the flat. Tackle there, but not before he gets about 5-6 yards on the pickup.
And really, it's been kind of each team shooting themselves in the foot. It's been penalties, bad snaps. Nothing has, no momentum anywhere has really, other than obviously the touchdown for Centennial, but it's just kind of been a much more sloppier second half than we saw in that
it's
first.
It's been hard hitting, and then there's also that thought in your mind, we need this game, and there's a little of that tension here. Indianola, handoff, looking for room, and he's snowed under there at the line of scrimmage, maybe lose a yard that time. And that'll end the quarter here. Jaguars with a 5-point lead heading into the fourth. It'll be a big third down coming up for Indianola when we come back after this on CISN.TV.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
We go to the fourth quarter. Third down, lobs it out there and over the head of the receiver for Indianola.
Brody Prill there, and they tried a little double move.
But they also had double coverage, too.
Yep.
And there's maybe why the game has been so crazy tonight, a full moon. Had some beautiful moons out there the last couple days. And now Indianola will have to punt it here. Good back deep along with Stevens. And this time Bo Blake punts it. Stevens takes it. And
they both can throw and they both can kick.
Well, their top rusher, when he went out, and he was the punter and leading rusher there too.
And they filled in nicely, Breck. 82 yards so far through 3 quarters on the ground.
Daxton Heimball, I was trying to think of his name, and that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Your top guy goes out and everybody steps it up a little bit. Now, I think Centennial like to get on a long drive and burn some clock off here and get a score out.
Yeah, they can get a score and make it a 2-possession game. Puts them in good shape here in this 4th quarter.
Handoff up the middle and spinning around, fighting for extra yardage.
Yeah, nice inside trap, but good. Good with the solid run.
Schmidtson. So 2nd and 3.
We'll see if they go back to it here. Maybe give Morgan a little bit of a breather, but again, as you talked about, a nice time-consuming drive here that ends with some points is just what the Jags are looking for.
There's the handoff, and they got him, and they're going to wrap him up just shy of the sticks, looks like.
It's going to be close.
Real close.
That far side judge came running in and almost. Well, we haven't had it yet today, or tonight. Looks like we're going to have to measure.
Well, can you tell down there, Austin?
I'm trying to get in position here to see what I can see.
Just get right in there, Austin.
I'd say it's going to be a first down.
All right.
We need a sideline guy a little taller to look over those guys down there, don't we?
Supplies.
I get kind
of. Thank you to all of our workers and volunteers.
We appreciate you. Then let's see.
It's going to be close.
Very tight. Stretch it out and whoa.
We're going to need to get the note card out.
Yeah, a little more than that, probably 3 inches or so, a couple chain links. So
I'd be surprised if you didn't see anything other than Brecken Miller with just a
right
quarterback sneak and just go.
First down. So now we've had about everything. We've had a measurement now in this one.
See if Brecken gets under center. Yep.
He's right up under center. Hands it off. Right straight ahead.
That was good.
No, that was Stevens, wasn't it?
Stevens.
Yep, Stevens.
So big first down there on this drive. Again, like we talked about, something that can chew up some clock here. Again, if they can finish with points here and make this a 2-possession game, they're going to be in great shape in this pivotal matchup here as playoff hopes are essentially on the line.
Hand off Morgan, second man through, and he's stacked up inside after a short pickup.
Morgan on the carry for the Jaguars picks up 1 yard.
And 2nd and 9. Keeps the clock moving, though. And
at the very least, you're getting in a little better field position if you do have to punt.
If you punt it, yeah, then
you're not giving them the ball. Hopefully, at the 35, 40-yard line, it's going to be inside the 20.
Play clock down at 6 when they get up to the line of scrimmage. Fake the handoff, looking, rolling.
The wheel.
Throwing
got a wheel
up.
route.
Morgan. Oh, he
caught-
double dupes it and catches it.
And
Breaks
he
free. He's at the 25-15. 5 touchdown. Morgan with the escape. Holy moly.
Unbelievable. He had the wheel route a little underthrown, but tips it to himself. Not only makes the catch here, but then breaks the tackle.
54-yarder. Look at
breaks
that.
another tackle.
Can we see that again? One more time.
That's one we're going to probably see at
I think that's a play
at
of the week.
10:25 on a couple news channels.
Yeah. They'll come out and let's see what they're going to go for 2 here. I think dropping back, throws the fade. No good.
Incomplete. Cade Newman just could not pull it in.
Okay, there it is. Flips it up, catches it, then gets out of the bear hug there. And then breaks 1, 2 more tackles.
It was Max. Bradley, it looked like it was that number 3, Max Wallajasper, that tipped it first for Indianola. Then Morgan's able to tip it, get the catch, and like you said, breaks out of the tackle. And then breaks another one.
So, 11-point ball game. Centennial gone, 4 times and made 1 2-point conversion? Or is it 3 and made 1?
They are. That's touchdown number 4 with one made 2-point conversion.
Yeah. So, only score so far here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, nice kick.
Yeah. Good time for it, too. Get the touchback. Don't let him get a return on it.
Well, yeah, we've seen it before off of they had that huge touchdown in the second quarter, and they followed that towards the end of the second quarter. They followed that up with Centennial gave up a long return on the kickoff that led to an Indianola touchdown.
So big drive now here for Indianola. They come out 1st and 10 at the 20. Needing to get some points here. And just run it straight up. Brick.
Nice play there by Bog Seth. Coming down from his interior lineman position. And again, this is you're 2 scores down. You've got to get that. You got to get moving. This is not a team that's built for big plays, quick scoring strikes. So on the Jag side of things, you have got to wrap up. You can't let guys get through arm tackles and break it off for longer runs.
Dropping back, looking now, rolling, throws it late and going to throw it out of bounds. Nobody really open there. Good defensive coverage by the Jags.
Yeah, like a great point there. They kept contained, didn't let Rick get out side of the pocket and do anything with it. Guys were keeping everything in front of them.
So 3rd and 8 at the 22 here. Bo Blake, easy for me to say, goes over the sideline, gets the play. Twins to each side, receivers. Straight back, looking, gets some time, and good close on that is going to be short of the first down as he gets it to Parker Kaufman.
Yeah, Jackson Bailey, defensive back there for Centennial. Nice job. Lets the ball get caught in front, wraps up right away. No big play off of it. Brings up 4th down. Decision time here.
Yeah, they used one of their timeouts already, so they have 2 left. I'm thinking they might go for it here or show like they are and punt it and try to get it deep, but
and
they haven't really shown they could stop Jaguar offense.
No, and either quarterback can punt, but we've also talked about it too. Austin pointed out this is not a team that can get up the field between the tackles. Everything's to the outside.
Man in motion. Bo Blake rolling. There's a flag down. He hits his man out there, but we'll see if one of those receivers move.
Yeah, I think you're going to illegal shift. I think there was some movement there, and they were not able to get reset.
Yep. It takes you from a 4th and 2 to a 4th and 7, but.
Well, but even on that play, it wasn't like they were trying to just get 2 yards.
No,
they kind of rolled out, so
they
they feel comfortable there.
So,
and again, it's tough when you've got both quarterbacks can punt. So it's not like we can sit there and say, "Oh, they're bringing the punt team on." They're just they may just back their quarterback up a little bit.
Discussion among the officials about
they haven't placed the ball.
Now they're talking to the Indianola coach, sideline over there.
Yeah.
And that is a heated conversation now. So they will now mark the 5 off, so it'll be 4th and 7. Put the ball to 22. Now they're looks like they may go ahead and punt.
I feel like this might be the first time they've lined up in an actual punt formation.
Yeah. Stevens and Good back to receive. And this will be Bo Blake if he does punt it, the quarterback. But everybody's tight, so he takes it. And he does get a punt, a high punt, not very deep. And they get a good bounce. And there's a flag down there on a push, I think, by Indianola.
And you had Draven Westcott, 27 for Indianola, mixing it up there. Was that Devin Good?
Yeah, I think so. So now we've seen this bite the Jaguars. Now it's going to come back the other way, I think, and bite Indianola on these penalties on special teams. Austin, did you see?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I think it was they were trying to get around him to get to the ball, and I think they kind of just bumped into each other, and it may be just a penalty to kind of keep things under control as we get later into the stages of the game here.
Thank you, sir. So,
and we've also seen the illegal shift call and that one right there, both made near the Jaguar sideline.
Sioux City East over Johnston, 21-17. I tell you what, I saw them last year give Valley all they could take in the playoffs before Valley. Mac. So let's take a look here.
Oh,
yeah, he kind of hopped up on him.
Yeah.
He was trying to.
Well,
I think Austin was right. He was trying to get to the ball and kind of then.
But an interesting call. You have an illegal block in the back by the kicking team. They're not really blocking.
Yeah.
So.
But 1st and 10 at the 50 for the Jaguars. Handed off to Good, and he gets it. He hasn't seen the ball much tonight, but makes the most of that carry.
Yeah, that's just his 3rd rush. That'll get him up 28 yards and a touchdown. Does have a touchdown, but again, that clock right now is a Jaguar friend. I don't know if you're going to see Brecken Miller throw another pass.
Johnson had been up 17-7 at one point, but Sioux City East comes back, and they have some good players on that team. 2nd and 3 with the Jags. Man in motion. They hand it off to the up back. Slides through. Gets the first down. Stevens. Or no, that's
Max Schmitz.
Schmitz. 8, not 6.
But a big first down, keeping the clock moving, chains moving. And again, I don't know if this is one that necessarily you win it for the Jaguars and you're feeling really good about getting into the that your chances of getting the playoffs, but you knew if you dropped it, you didn't have much of a chance, especially again with Dowling, number 2 team in the state, on the schedule next week.
And good. Slips a tackle in the backfield and gets some yards because Indianola will have Sioux City North and Urbandale to finish out the season. And again, Centennial will play in Sioux City North after Dowling. And let's see on the Urbandale's 21 on the RPI, and North isn't on there. But here we're winded down to 5 minutes to play. Jaguars 2nd and 6 at the 35. Good in motion. Handed off. Morgan. Second man through. Gets it up to the 30.
So it brings us up here 3rd and short. You're probably in 4-down territory if you don't have a significant loss on this play. You're still going to probably go for it on 4th down. The field goal really doesn't get you anything other than being up 14 as opposed to 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, but
more the clock and
it's
the
more the
timing,
clock, yeah. And even the field position here, if you can run it. So, again, this may be, we've seen this third and short to see if Brecken Miller gets up under center and just goes with the sneak.
I'm going to hand it off and sliding right in the middle. Big, massive pile in there. And I think, the way they're marking him, he's going to have it.
It looked like he needed to get to about the 29 and a half. And they're going to put it at the 29. They're getting the first down. Big first down there. This will get him under 4 minutes to play before the next ball is snapped. And
good on the carry there.
You wonder here, does Indianola need to start using their timeouts? I mean, first and foremost, they need a stop, a short play here on first down. Bring up 2nd and long. Yep. Hopefully you can get to 3rd and long and maybe get a pass play.
And Morgan, second man through again. And you mentioned it earlier, the thing that Centennial's doing, they're running up the gut where Indianola had not had it. They have to get it on the edge, and for the most part.
Well, and what you saw, especially and what helped the Jaguars in this second half, and really the second quarter on, those defensive linemen didn't have any run responsibilities because they weren't being attacked. So those guys could kind of pin their ears back, and we started to see, Bogseth. We started to see Meering, Lucy, those guys in the backfield a lot quicker because they didn't have to worry about the run.
Pitch back, Morgan. He's pulled down at the 25.
I thought this would be an opportunity to call the timeout here. If you're Indianola, you got 3rd and 6. There's a potential for a pass, but they're going to let it run.
They're going to try to keep them and hope they get the stop. Brecken Miller, you see him in the huddle there looking at the play call on the wristband.
He's going to get up there. This is going to be about 2 seconds or so by the time they snap it.
Well, everybody then cutting back the other way. Inside, good. He drives it. Fumble. Let's see. And looks like.
I think they're going to call him down.
Well, they're where the ball was. So I think,
or at least Jaguars recovered it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a little trickeration here as they
Miners recovered it. Yeah, see
pulling
here,
two linemen leading the way. Let's see if he.
Well, it kind of looked like it came out when he hit the ground.
It came out, and I think Jaguar then recovered it.
Yeah. But either way, it's 1st and goal at the 8 for Centennial now. And the clock way under 2 now, so just waiting. And they're going to call timeout. Let it run down, call timeout. Well, almost in a spot where you could take a knee here. They've got
two timeouts left, but again, you can't take them with you.
Dowling over Waukee, 30-14. There. And Waukee was 15 in the RPI, but they lose to a higher rated team, so I don't know if that helps these two teams out here, whoever wins, with Centennial in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, it gives them a little bit of a cushion. Again, you're gonna, the benefit with Dowling, you're gonna face a tough RPI team that's gonna, even in a loss, is gonna help you out. But again, and then you got to see what everybody else is going to do around you, too.
Miller up under center, 1st and goal at the 7. And, man, can't tell who that is, but he's in for the touchdown. Who came out of there? Was that Morgan?
Morgan.
Morgan gets the touchdown.
That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. And that's also going to put him at 137 yards rushing. He's got 80 yards receiving, 217 total yards on the evening.
Say 137, so that puts him at 908 on the season total, yeah. Here's the extra point attempt. Up and good. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this on CISN.TV.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
At the 1 by Indianola, up the right side, has some room. Still going out to, well, they're going to mark him down at the 37.
Got a player down there for Indianola.
And that's number 7, Cole Meyer.
Once more, I'd like to remind you, please be patient as you leave the game tonight.
And
there is road construction on Ankeny Boulevard. And please ask that you pick up any of your trash in the sand.
Austin will be down there talking to the coach and a couple players in our postgame here. It wasn't pretty tonight for either team, but Centennial defense came up big here in the second half.
Yeah, and it's, some solid drives there for Centennial here in this fourth quarter.
Handoff over the right side. big pickup over there by Ian McDonald.
Thank you, Ian McDonald, on the carry for the Indians.
As we wind down toward a minute to play.
Coach Kluver not using the timeouts here. Gonna run it a couple times here and head into the locker room, regroup for next week. They've got 2 winnable games left.
Hand off up through there. And the clock winding down now. I think he'll stop. Clock will stop. That's a first down, and then they'll wind it.
I gave it to, yep.
As soon as they move the chains up, the sticks.
Well, it'll be interesting. Indianola, again, at Sioux City North next week. Urbandale the week after. Again, winnable games there. You got to see what happens around them. Got to hope some of those teams that you've already played continue to win, helping out your RPI.
What's North's record?
1-5, I think, heading into it.
And Urbandale struggled a little bit too. They're at.
I mean, Urbandale beat
3-3.
Urbandale beat Sioux City North 56-7.
Yeah. So. And that'll do it. The clock will wind down, and the Jaguars will get the win tonight to move to 4-3. Indianola falls to 4-3 here tonight. And we'll wait as soon as Austin Oliver wrangles up a player, coach. Well, I think you called it, Dave Lane, that second half. The Jaguars kind of wore them down with defense and their offense.
Yeah, when you look at it, really, in that second half, we'll talk stats a little bit, but Indianola, other than that last drive, had 40 total yards of offense in the second half to 120 for the Jaguars. Two good drives for them as well.
Okay, we got Austin out there. Coach, go ahead, Austin.
We're here with Coach Pizzetti. Really dominant second half on both sides of the ball. Talk to me a little bit about what you think changed and how things got going for you guys.
You know what? Our kids responded really well at halftime. Adjustments that we made offensively, defensively, the execution was there. Still a lot of room for improvement, and we'll get there.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
We're going to grab Nash Taggart here. I got JJ here. We're going to get Nash Taggart. Nash, team came in with a lot of injuries that you guys are playing. Indianola, you guys didn't really know what you guys were going to see. They scored on that first drive, but then you guys kind of gave up one other drive, but kind of got things going in the right direction. Talk to me a little bit about the defense tonight.
Man, our idea was just have fun. We were just go around, fly around, just beat them up. That was the only thing we had.
Well, I think we have a kind of a special day for you today. Is it your birthday today?
It is.
It is. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good to get a win on your birthday, right?
Yeah, it is. It sure is. All right.
All right, let's go over to J.J. Morgan. Let's go through your stats here, J.J., real quick here. I got them popped up here. 19 rushes, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Receiving-wise, three catches for 80 yards and another touchdown. You had touchdowns from 27, 54, and 7. Great stat line tonight, but I think we got to talk about that catch.
Yes, sir.
Walk me through that a little bit and what went into that one. It's pretty epic.
I saw the ball in the air, and I was like, I just had to go get that, and then I just wasn't going to let it hit the ground. So I don't know how I made the catch, but I'm glad I did as an important night tonight. So
yeah, little Adrian Peterson, I kind of felt like with you kind of shrugging off a tackler there. We talked to for Coach Pizzetti. You guys had a real dominant second half. Where does this kind of set you guys up for this lurking playoff run that we've got going on? How do you guys feel going forward?
We feel very good. We have a tendency to come into games strong and finish weak, so that's what we've been working on all practice, just finishing strong. And tonight shows the results that what we can do for those last second half. So I'll definitely stay strong and just execute.
All right. Thanks, JJ. Have a good night and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin. Appreciate it. Good work on the sideline there tonight. Dave Lane he said it. They trying to turn that tendency around, and they did finish it strong here tonight.
Yeah, that a good finish, and we talked a little bit about kind of circling back on those keys with Indianola. Their last 3 losses, so they go into halftime against Valley down 7-0. They get outscored 17-0 in the second half. They go against Newton, they're down 21-14. They get outscored 27-7 in that second half. Here, they're up 15-14, and they go out and they get outscored 19-0 in the second half. So for Indianola, it's about finishing. They needed a quick start. They just got to finish a little bit, but it was Centennial in that second half, more importantly in that fourth quarter. They had 3 good drives, 3 long drives that ended in touchdowns.
And I think Coach Kluver mentioned that to me. They've been close, and then give them credit. They've gutted it out when they've lost guys. They lost their leading rusher, and, they aren't backing off at all. Just,
they're creative on offense. Yeah. They need a few more little twists and turns off of that. But, it was a penalty. It was a bad snap. That bad snap to start the second half.
That was a big one.
Really played a big role in that. They had some momentum. That was after a 14-yard gain on first down, and that just put them behind the sticks and really playing catch-up from there afterwards.
Okay, big challenge next week, Dowling. But, hey, you got to go out there and play it and see what you can do.
Yeah, and as we talked about, they Centennial, a much better job of playing well in that second half, and so they're starting to play more complete games against some better opponents. You never know. You just go out there and you can control the ball, control the tempo. You got a shot.
And beautiful November football weather here tonight. Thanks to Randy at the controls. Again, thanks to us on the sideline. Dave Lane, great job here tonight. Thanks for the stats and to the camera crew here tonight. That's going to wrap it all up. I'm Dar Danielson. See you next week here. We'll look on the schedule. A lot of good games coming up as we wind down the high school football season here on CISN.